BYU ends a terrible 4-9 season, and I remember thinking, geez, like if Boise loses to BYU this year, man, those guys are terrible. Like they can't lose to them. Like it was kind of one of those things. And,
wow.
Just even a couple months down the road, I get a call from Kalani, and he's fired his offensive staff, and he wants me. And I always loved Kalani as a coach, and he wants me. And then even Coach A-Rod from Utah coming over was huge. I really respected and liked him a lot. And really, Coach Fessy, the coach over at Weber State that came over, was one of my favorite coaches I've ever met and grown to love through recruiting. And, really it was because of those guys that I wanted to come and be a part of that whole thing.
Zach Wilson joining us. So you have a big shakeup on the offensive staff. You mentioned Kalani. This is a big Kalani Sitake house. What has he been like to play for?
Yeah, really just a loving guy. The culture he creates, I really think that's a head coach's job. It's really not the scheme that a head coach puts together, but it's the way that he gets his players to play. And, he teaches us how to love one another, how to bring energy on the field, how to play with really just like full hearts, loving it, playing for our families. The right reasons you should play the game of football. He definitely creates an energy before the games, whether it's dancing in front of the team, getting the guys going. And so the culture he creates at BYU has been amazing.
Before you go, Zach, let me ask you this. You are one of the team captains, so I'm curious, what does the honor mean to you? And then how have you gone about approaching your leadership role during a pretty unusual season?
Yeah, it's been ups and downs, right? I played as a freshman, maybe not the greatest sophomore, campaign or whatever, but the off season was a big challenge for me to try and step up and rally the guys together. And maybe even a lot of them didn't believe that I was a leader at the time, even in the off season, right? Not believing maybe I was supposed to be the quarterback this year. Everything was a competition. And, honestly, for me, I never felt like it was a competition. I felt like I knew I was going to win the job. And I felt like the coaches had that belief in me too, but it was something I felt like I had to prove to my teammates. And, going into the season and even fall camp, I felt like they started to realize that. And I feel like because they felt that I earned it, that, it really meant a lot more. And I feel like, going through these last couple games with them and the adversity we've had over the last couple of years has really all added up, and it really just means way more now. I would give anything for those guys, and I can tell they'd give anything for me, and so it's been a roller coaster, but it's good to be where we're at right now.
So you have all that, you're dealing with all that, and you're overcoming all those challenges and the adversity. But let's not forget, it was not that long ago that it looked like there might not be a season at all. The program was scrambling to find opponents, and now you're 6-0 and you're top 10. In that regard, what has the year been like?
Yeah, it's been amazing. Truly crazy that we've played the games that we have, and I remember just so much doubt whether we were going to be able to play or not. I remember I was super upset, thinking about, man, if this season's canceled, I worked so hard, prepared for this year. I feel so much better. I'm so much healthier. Like this is the year for us as a team. I was worried about some of the guys that might just end up declaring for the draft, whether it was like Harris or Matt. Because of the situation that we had, but I'm glad they ended up pulling games for us. I'm glad that everyone around the country is starting to come through and play football, and we've battled through a lot, but everyone's had their head up the whole time. We all were expecting that we'd play games, and so we're happy to be where we're at now.
Knock on wood, BYU, and where they're at right now is 6-0 and number 10 in the coaches poll. They're at home on Saturday against Western Kentucky, 10:15 p.m. Eastern. Is Zach Wilson. That's how you close the show. Zach, appreciate that. Great job. Thank you very much. Good to have you on.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
That was great, Zach. Well done. He handled his business. As Edge would say, he's about his business.
That's whack.
Rip, the hell are you doing? Dell Technologies advisors listen to your small business needs so they can provide you with tailored tech solutions powered by Intel vPro platform. Call a Dell Technologies advisor today at 877-ASK-DELL. Rit's all up in here playing That's Whack at the end of the show. Dude, I thought you had this thing figured out. I was wrong. Anyway, he's doing what we asked him to do. Not very well, but he is. So credit for that. My thanks to Zach Wilson and BYU. BYU is a good jungle program. Paul Westhead came in. Doc Emmerich was in. It's a really interesting show. Look for episode 149 of the Jim Rome Podcast with Edger and James. Y'all have a great day. See you tomorrow. We're out.
Hiring can be challenging, but ZipRecruiter makes it fast and easy. We talked to Monica Starks, who needed to hire for a pivotal role at her company, GS Group.
As the owner of a construction company, finding the right people is a very difficult task. So I use ZipRecruiter.
ZipRecruiter's powerful matching technology identifies the right people for your job and actively invites them to apply, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. Monica did, and that's how she found Lamont, her new project superintendent.
The job is so perfect for me. I had a career breakthrough. I would have never found this job if it wasn't for ZipRecruiter.
With ZipRecruiter, we've hired everyone from accountants to project managers to field scientists. With ZipRecruiter, we get hiring results.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter. Way to hire. And now you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
I'm an evangelical Christian, and for 28 years I voted Republican. But Tom Tillis lines up with the special interest. He takes their money, he votes with them.
That's John from Greensboro, and he's right. Tom Tillis has been waist deep in Washington corruption, taking $1 million from the drug and insurance industries, voting their way. Tillis voted to let insurance companies charge seniors higher premiums, to end protections for pre-existing conditions, and Tillis even voted to cut rural hospitals, giving tax breaks to his wealthy donors instead.
Tillis is more interested in lining the pockets of rich fat cats who are contributing to his campaign than he is in taking care of his constituents.
It's so corrupt, his donors are now under federal investigation. Tom Tillis, rural Carolina, is the last thing on his mind.
It's time for a change.
Paid for by SMP, which is responsible for the content of this ad. Senatormajority.com, not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee.
You've seen it on TV, and now you can experience it for yourself. Introducing the Warrior Zone, Greenville's first and ever only Ninja Warrior training facility. This is John from the Warrior Zone, where community, fun, and fitness collide. We offer weekly ninja training classes, memberships, one-on-one coaching, competition teams, and open gym. Not a ninja? No problem. We work with everyone and want people to feel encouraged when they leave Warrior Zone. Make your life better with Ninja Fun at the Warrior Zone. Old Tall Road, next to Plant and See at warriorzone.ninja.
Hey Pirate Nation, this is Tom Brown from Brown & Wood Buick GMC Truck. We've been serving the Pirate Nation in Eastern North Carolina for 83 years. We have 4 brands, 3 generations, 2 showrooms, and 1 goal to make sure you leave a happy customer.
This month at Brown & Wood, get an all-new 2020 Buick Enclave and save over $500 off. As always, Brown & Wood is the home of the lifetime warranty.
We're located on Greenville Boulevard next to the Convention Center, or shop us online at brownandwoodauto.com.
Let's turn a trip to the branch into a tap on your phone. Let's hit pause on a lost debit card without hitting pause on life. That's how First National Bank is redefining convenience with a top-rated mobile app that puts more security and control at your fingertips and friendly people to help you succeed right by your side. Let's get started at fnb-online.com or your local First National Bank. FNB member FDIC.
Medicare is not one size fits all, but which plan is right for you? Hi, I'm Denise Walker, and I'm a licensed insurance agent here in North Carolina. Whether you are turning 65, new to Medicare, or already have a plan, I can help you compare your Medicare options. I can help you find a plan offering low to no monthly premiums, prescription drug coverage, and a wide range of additional benefits like dental, hearing, vision, and more. Call me today at 434-531-5674 to get a no-cost, no-obligation Medicare benefits review.
Summertime is here with hot temperatures, thunderstorms, and hurricanes. It's easy to recognize pests invading your home, but a lot of people forget about moisture destroying your home's crawl space. Pest Tech is celebrating its 20th year protecting your homes using dehumidifiers, professional-grade liners, and most importantly, our licensed and highly trained technicians. Visit pesttechofgreenville.com for a free estimate on moisture control and the other silent destroyer, termites. Trust your home to the best. Pest Tech of Greenville, your East Coast exterminating professionals.
Register for Army ROTC to be a leader and an officer in the U.S. Army, Army Reserve, or Army National Guard. You could also be eligible for a full tuition scholarship. Lead the team that makes a difference. To learn more, contact Dale Anderson at 252-622-5346 or Anderson, DAL, at ECU.edu. Paid for by the United States Army.
This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, 1250 and 92.7 FM Greenville, WDLX Washington, 930 and 104.1 FM Washington. The following is an exclusive presentation of Pirate Radio, the voice of the pirate nation. Welcome to Pirate Radio Live.
You can paint this one purple.
Now live from the Pirate Radio studios in the heart of the Pirate Nation, here is your host, Clip Brock.
Hello everyone, welcome in to a Thursday edition of Pirate Radio Live. Clip Brock here with you inside the Pirate Radio studios, coming to you on Pirate Radio 92.7 FM in Greenville, 104.1 in Washington. We are live online, streaming, pr927fm.com, and you can watch us on Facebook Live and YouTube Live. Subscribe to Pirate Radio TV on YouTube, and you can watch our live local shows like this program, The Brian Bailey Show, and coming up on Friday, the Bud Light pregame tailgate and the U.S. Sailor fifth quarter call-in show. A lot to get to on today's program. We'll talk to the big man on campus, Jeff Nadeau, look at Thursday night football, Panthers taking on the Falcons, also a couple of college football games. We'll talk about that with the big man on campus, Jeff Nadeau from Barstool Sports. That coming up around 3:45 at 4 o'clock. Stephen Igoe is here to talk NFL, fantasy football, and, of course, ECU versus Tulsa. And at 5 o'clock, Troy D will be here inside the Pirate Radio studios, along with Touchdown Tony Collins and Bryce Williams. So a big hour 3 on tap for today's show. Got some Mike Houston comments. I got a lot of papers. It's too many papers. It's a lot of papers.
You're bringing the energy, though. For real.
I was until I started shuffling
at
through all
these papers. And you forgot. Hour number one's the best.
Hour number one.
40 minutes number one. God.
Okay. All right. I'll get to you. I'll get to you. We got Mike Houston comments. We got Mike McCarthy. Well, not really his comment, but a comment that was a funny moment earlier today. And more coming up in today's show. Tony Dunn, CarolinaCatChronicles.com, joins me to kick off today's program. Hello, Tony.
Hello. I need to get my energy up. I need some caffeine. I'm drinking this water right here, but to keep up with you and your Diet Mountain Dew over there.
Maybe you need a Pepsi, because Pepsi is in the news. East Carolina University officials have awarded exclusive pouring rights to Minji's Bottling Group, a Pepsi-Cola company, after a competitive bid process. Let's see.
Between them and what, Tab?
Yeah, correct. Mountain Mist. I don't know.
67-cent 2 liters.
Here's a few bullet points. We'll talk about it more when Troy D's here in hour number 3, but the agreement includes a $1 million sign-on bonus to be paid to ECU at contract signing, 10 years of annual payments, and vending commission up to $510,000 a year, which is based on a sliding scale of total cases of product procured to the university. Sideline funding for products like Gatorade of $525,000 over 10 years to ECU Athletics, $100,000 of in-kind product over the 10-year contract for on-campus activities and marketing. So a couple of notes, news and notes there. We'll talk about it more coming up later on.
I think they need to put in their bid for the C3 Panthers podcast pouring rights.
Yeah, you need some pouring rights.
I feel like alcohol would be more appropriate than
definitely
soda.
You need to lock down an alcoholic beverage company for that. Chan Man is Fan Man today, rocking the Luke Kuechly jersey.
Looking good over there.
And the
matching head to toe.
Thank you.
I like the hat too, like the lid. Chandler's ready to go.
I'm game day ready.
It is game day. We will talk Panthers Falcons. We'll make some picks. Shirley, real quick, any news at the Shirley Rhodes news desk that we need to be made aware of before we get going?
Actually, I got quite a bit here. Let's start with something a little bit more local, just because it does affect those people, because we're getting into the afternoon hours. Some folks are getting off of work. If you're traveling up on 14th Street between Elm and Brownlee Drive, you need to be aware that that road is closed due to, in case you haven't been outside, the wind is blowing pretty significantly. It's downed a tree and it's knocked out some power. So they do have police in the area, but if you are going to be driving if your normal route is driving in that area, you may want to avoid that for the next couple of hours because it's a pretty sizable tree that's down and has blocked the road. So that's just something local. Let's take a look at what's going on sports-wise. I got quite a bit of NFL news for you. Let's start with the Giants and the Chargers. The Giants had an offensive lineman, Will Hernandez, test positive for COVID. He's now been put on the COVID list, and the Giants sent 2 coaches and several offensive linemen home today due to what they consider close contact, but they are considered low risk, so they could come back tomorrow. The Chargers had a player test positive. Close contacts were told to stay home and isolate. Julian Edelman had a procedure done on his knee today. He's going to be out a considerable amount of time, although there is no exact timetable as far as when he'll be coming back. X-rays this week revealed that Gardner Minshew for the Jacksonville Jaguars has multiple fractures and strained ligaments in his right thumb. That is his throwing hand, so he is going to be out. No timetable for him to be back either. So that's the NFL news we got. Big Ten news. Nebraska was actually in talks this morning to host UT Chattanooga to replace the Wisconsin game that got canceled. However, the Big Ten put the kibosh on that.
Remember, Scott Frost was the first one to come out and be like, we're playing football this year. Yeah. I don't care who's against. Like, yeah. So once again, he wants to play. Big Ten says no. The ACC title game has been announced. It will be held December 19th in Charlotte. And Major League Baseball news, the Chicago White Sox hired Tony La Russa as the team's new manager. Tony turned 76. Sheesh.
So
that was strange.
Situation.
Hey, you could be president of the country at 76, so why can't you be manager of a baseball team? I mean, you just nap in the dugout anyway half the time.
I mean, considering that the White Sox had a fairly successful year this year. Yeah, and then they let the manager go. Yeah. I mean, that's a head scratcher to me. I mean, Tony La Russa is a proven winner. There's no question about that. It's kind of a head.
1988.
Well, I mean,
2003, sir.
Other news: Jerry Jones is fat shaming people.
Why does that not surprise me?
They released Don Terry Poe, your old fella. He said, when you're 30 pounds overweight and you're not doing anything about what's keeping you from performing well on the field, there is no reason to get into the other stuff. So he said his weight and his lack of performance would be...
He does know he plays nose tackle, right?
The other stuff was specific to a question as to whether Poe's being the only Cowboys player to take a knee during the national anthem.
There was a Cowboys game I watched this year, and I noticed, and I actually forgot that Don Terry Poe, former Panther, was on the Cowboys, and I looked and I was like, my God, he has gained so much weight.
Is he a fatty?
Since
it's
his
probably because he's taking all those knees.
In Carolina.
He's lazy.
Yeah.
Can't even stand up.
Turns out he's not protesting. He's not
just
making
tired. He's just fat and
he
lazy.
just walked out of the dang locker room. He's exhausted.
Hold on, guys. I'll be there in a minute.
I gotta take a knee.
So there's that. Shirley, let's do the this would be great for our NFL segment here for when Igoe's here, because we talk like inside baseball media stuff, and in the third hour with Troy. We might have to play this every hour, but this is so the Mike McCarthy, and they're doing Zoom press conferences, I guess, like everybody else. So everybody's in there, and you can hear the questions being asked. And when ECU does them, everybody has their mics muted except the person asking the question. This was a little different with this writer asking a question. So a writer asked a question. Another writer, Tony, did not like that question being asked.
All right.
And hilarity ensued. Here's how it sounded.
How you structure the practice week, getting back to your time in Green Bay. Given the trend of slow starts, is that something that you take a look at, seeing whether or not you tweak how you structure the practice week, or is that something that's off the table? God.
Someone didn't like the question, huh? I just wanted, that wasn't me. So, Jesus. I forgot I got the question.
Shirley, hit that. He was exasperated. Whoever.
God. You know, I've seen some. There's a lot of these things floating around right now. I watched the Panthers press conferences post game, and when they put it up on the live broadcast feed, sometimes you can see the Zoom chat at the bottom. Like, I got the next question. Joe Person from The Athletic, this guy said, I only got one question. And then he comes back later and he has a question later on, and Joe Person goes, he only gets one question. He only gets one question. I thought he only had one question.
Reporters take their stuff serious.
Yeah.
God, it sounded like Napoleon Dynamite.
God, another question.
Last week I took the Falcon, Shirley. God,
standing up for the anthem.
Oh God. Don Terry Poe has to stand up again. God. What that guy.
It sounds like someone passed gas and he smelled it and he's like, God,
if you can smell it on the Zoom, that's crazy.
Or whatever room he's in.
Smell it through the Zoom, baby. It's a reference to Half Baked.
Well, speaking of Zooms, I was doing some research for the pregame show, and I was listening to Philip Montgomery, who is the Tulsa head football coach. I was watching one of his Zoom teleconferences, and I think this one was from today's 29th, so Tuesday. And so I'm watching it, and it's, of course, everybody is having to do it. Most people are doing it from home. Occasionally, you'll see somebody that's doing their Zoom interviews from their office. One guy was doing it from his bedroom. Another reporter was asking questions, and she's literally holding her cat. And the cat is moving around, and she's asking the question.
Dr. Evil.
Yeah, it was just, and I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, you would think that if you're going to be asking questions as a reporter or as a blogger, whatever the case may be, there should be a level of professionalism.
Nah.
Not happening, apparently.
I have a couple of thoughts on this. Is that when I first started, following the Panthers closely and putting content on the internet, I've never looked at myself as a journalist, so to speak. But the journalists are very protective over their territory.
Yeah.
And they're like, because, I understand it does mean a lot. It's your career and things like that. But then when you start to, get to know them, you find out they're ridiculous and holding cats in the background. Why is it so hard to figure out we should put earbuds in when we're in Zooms? Why? Why is it so hard? The etiquette on the internet with the echo going on, people are moving around all the time. It's like all of a sudden video conferencing just hit in 2020. No, we've been doing this for years, folks.
Okay.
These people.
I don't do that with my Zooms. I feel like you're attacking me right now.
Well, I just think that there is
I don't know what do earbuds
I think
do.
there's a level
I don't get that echo.
It gets the echo out.
Yeah, because when you hear the person coming through your own laptop, and then it picks up on their mic, on your own mic,
it loops back through.
Okay.
All right,
man.
Ask some real questions. Put your cats down.
And that's what was killing me, is that she's holding the cat, and the cat is staring at the screen and staring at her.
They're walking around.
And then it's like trying to get out of her arms, and she's literally asking a question and trying to corral this cat at the same time. And I'm thinking to myself, the cat can go. What are you doing?
Let the cat go. Tony, other news, Cam Newton sucks.
God.
I had to sit there and we both, so I had the Patriots last week, so did you. And we were just sitting there saying, oh God.
Yeah, it was hard to watch. There's no defending Cam at this point. The question you really have is, some people are going to say he doesn't have weapons. There's all these different people that are going to try to find rationale. We haven't seen Cam look like this since 2018 when he got that shoulder injury against Pittsburgh, and you just, all of a sudden it was like, man, something's not right. That's how bad it looked on Sunday. But further to the point, though, is the Patriots are just bad, period.
What was more demoralizing for Patriots fans, seeing them go 3 and out and in ugly fashion, or seeing the Niners get 7 yards of carry?
Their defense is terrible.
They were doing whatever they wanted to do every single play.
Yeah.
Like, they could not get off the field.
And that one guy with the crazy hair, he ended up getting hurt in the game. He was a running back for San Francisco. He was like jacked up, man. This mug was excited. And you don't know who any of these players are. They're like on their 7th stringers.
So it wasn't Mostert. Was it Hasty?
Yeah, I think it was Hasty. He ended up getting a knee or an ankle injury and having to be like carted off after a really important first half. Anyway, the idea is like, how is it the next man up for San Francisco so easily?
Well, I tell you what, they got a hell of a coach calling offensive plays too. So was it Hasty or McKinnon? I don't know who got hurt.
It was Hasty. Yeah, it was Hasty. And he was hastily running over
very good
the New England Patriots. But their defense is so bad. And I know they had a lot of people that set out with the COVID exemptions or opted out, the opt-outs. They've got to be the team that had the most in the NFL. But really, there's nothing on that team offensively, defensively, and people are talking about should Gilmore be I don't even want Gilmore if I'm anybody. He does not look good right now.
Thank you, Steve, for fact checking us. It was Wilson, the running back.
Wilson
that was hurt. Yes.
Watching that game the other day.
He's not even listed. That's how many people they are. He's not even listed.
Jeff Wilson. I'm not even sure that's a real person.
Watching that game the other day, I noticed something in Cam that I realized that when he was in Carolina, after that shoulder surgery, they try to like re-evaluate his throwing style, and we saw that only in 2 games last year. The first game against the Rams, and then the next week on Thursday night against the Bucks, and we noticed a difference in his arm and the way he throws the football. I noticed on Sunday that he's kind of gone back to like I'm going to rear back and throw it, like, screw this, I'm going to throw it. But there was no zip on his ball.
Yeah, the question is that, and this is what somebody brought up on the podcast, is that indicative of something more problematic?
That's what I'm saying, and I have a concern about maybe there's a reoccurrence with that shoulder because, we've seen it time in and time out, him throwing darts, in Carolina, and in the tail end of his career there, we saw that he just couldn't get the ball past 20 yards downfield. And I'm not seeing that right now with Cam.
We thought that Seattle game, though, was going to be that symbolize something different, kind of Cam getting back to normal, and something's wrong. And now there are some other things that should be brought up, is that the people that have been out with COVID, and when they've come back, they haven't been good, right? I mean, and I don't know. I mean, you don't want to say it's not coincidental, obviously, but Zeke fumbles the ball 5 times. Cam looks a shell of himself. You got to, at some point, I want to know how sick were they in the weeks leading up to this, and are they suffering from some sort of fatigue?
Yeah, and the thing is I didn't want to bring that up and make that an excuse, but you have to put it into consideration, considering all the other players that have struggled after the COVID situations. Is it a mental thing?
Yeah.
You've been out, you've been away from your team, you've been away from the from the war room. I mean, is it like a mental thing? So I don't know. I feel like Cam can bounce back, but right now it's just he's like down in the dumps right now.
Yeah, I'm not betting on it right now.
And their whole team looks awful. And this is it for them. Pats at Bills this week. Bills win. Patriots are not winning the division. They're likely not going to the playoffs.
How weird would that be?
It's going to be strange.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me though if the Bills lose after how they looked against the Jets.
Yeah,
last week.
And that's why this is a huge game. We're going to pick all the games coming up. Let's do a little Panthers-Falcons talk. We'll take a break and then make some picks. So Christian McCaffrey back at practice this week, but will not play tonight. Is that correct?
Correct. Or at least that's all the signs I've heard, is that he won't be back till week 9. Probably a smart move here is like you should be able to beat the Falcons without Christian McCaffrey, you would hope. Second, short week. You don't know. He hasn't really practiced at all. And is there really any rush to have Christian McCaffrey back.
No, I'm a fan of this move because we don't need him. We've already beat the Falcons without him already once this season. Get him healthy because after this game, Tony, you know, there's a tough stretch of games we have coming up. So we're going to need a 110% healthy Christian McCaffrey in our backfield. And so don't rush it back. And I'm kind of glad that they're not tonight. So
this game was just played a few weeks ago. What went right for the Panthers in the first meeting, the 23-16 win?
We were able to run the ball. I think we got lucky too. I would say we got lucky in the fact that Matt Ryan was seeing ghosts the entire game. Even when they weren't there, he felt pressure that was non-existent at times, and they just had a bad game, it seemed like. And one other thing the Falcons did, and that's just kind of, I guess, par for course for them, is just having a bad game. Todd Gurley was just gashing us for out
14 for 121, 8.6 yards a carry.
Yeah, and then they stopped running him in like the second quarter, and so thanks there. The Panthers defense, I think, made a couple of big plays in that game as well when it was necessary. I don't know. I mean, it was really one of those things. It was like the Panthers went in there playing a sound game. They took it seriously, and the Falcons have just been a mess, and that was the game that got Dan Quinn fired.
Y'all mentioned it on the C3 Panther podcast earlier in the week, but not trying to be negative, but when you beat the Falcons and someone asks you, well, how did you beat the Falcons? Well, I really don't know how to tell you. I think they're just that bad, and when you beat the Falcons, I mean, it's just like, well, I mean, y'all mentioned it on the C3 Panther podcast, right?
Yeah.
Y'all talked about how there really isn't any, like, picking out what we did right, what we did wrong. You just showed up and you beat the Falcons.
Your number one player was the Falcons. Like, they were the reason. I mean,
we drove up, we parked, we walked in the stadium,
and we snapped the ball, and it just happened. And the Falcons, it has to be historic at this point how many leads they've blown, and they have been ahead in almost every game. And that was probably one other thing that was very good for the Panthers is we weren't playing from behind in that game. And
17 second quarter points for Carolina.
Yes. That game. Yeah, right at the end of the half. And we did come out in a lull in the third quarter, and that's, again, Matt Rule has been talking about this throughout the season. But you know, we not playing behind is something the Panthers have to do, particularly with our quarterback, our type of team, with the limitations we have in talent. And the Falcons, for them, their problem is all on defense. Their offense, as we did catch them in that stretch in a time where Matt Ryan hadn't had a touchdown in something like 70 drives or some weird thing at that point. But they have a lot of offensive parts, and we didn't have to go against Julio in that game. That was a big help.
I was going to mention we're going to have to face Julio in this game, something we didn't have to do in the last game, and we have to get off the field on third downs. We have to get off our third down defense has been absolutely atrocious, so that's something we have to improve on going forward.
Atrocious. Let's make this pick, and then we'll take a break. I'm taking the Panthers tonight. Oh, by the way, well, I'll set it up when we return the records and everything. Who you got tonight, guys?
Panthers, baby.
I'm going to take the Panthers because, like I said in the last time we picked this game, there's just zero reason to pick the Falcons at this point.
Well, you were talking about all the leads they have blown. Last week, they had the first ever game-losing touchdown by Todd Gurley. He scored.
Hey, poor Todd.
I know.
And then he gets made fun of all week for trying to do the right thing. Fell on his face sideways.
The Lions guy's celebrating. Touchdown. Touchdown.
He's crying.
Yeah, it's Falcons,
it's
right?
Like, how can you lose by scoring?
You're doing something good, right?
And the Lions go down with 28 seconds. It was ridiculous.
No timeouts.
Nothing. And it was just horrendous.
Shirley, let's get a break in. We'll come back. We'll make the rest of the picks. We got some really good games. Like Titans at Bengals could be good. I like Raiders, Browns, Colts, Lions. Fun matchups. Tua versus the Rams. Steelers, Ravens should be awesome.
You know, I picked up Tua in our fantasy.
Saints, Bears, Niners, Seahawks. Like, all these games are good. Tony's got Tua. It's Tua time. All right, we'll take a timeout. Come back. More to go after this.
Here with Mike Mullis from Fixed NC. And Mike, you were telling me the other day, people ask you all the time, I didn't know you did that. What does that mean?
You know, anything that involves property damage repair, call us first. If it's your crawl space, you've got interior humidity issues, a water loss, your ice maker line breaks, obviously fire and smoke, everybody knows we do those, but anything that involves interior or exterior property damage, we're your repair experts.
Mike, how can everybody get in touch with you?
252-999-0001 or fixednc.com.
Hey guys, this is Amanda from the Man Cave. Do you need your hair cut, or what about a beard trim? The Man Cave is the newest spot just for you. I'm the local owner, and my goal is to make sure you have a place to be pampered and treated like a man. We don't have the girly stuff. Our cave is masculine. Enjoy a game of pool or free snacks or adult beverages during your service. The Man Cave is now open next to Lighting by Design on Fire Tower Road in Greenville.
Your CBD store in Greenville has the highest quality CBD products in the country. Your CBD store is the first and only brand that carries USDA certified organic products such as gummies, honey sticks, and high absorption water-soluble liquids, which are all made in the United States. They even offer products for your pet. The educated staff will help you answer any questions, and you can stop in anytime to get a free sample. Your CBD store, locally owned and operated, open Monday through Saturday, 10 to 6, right beside Duck Donuts in Greenville.
It's the most wonderful time of the year.
That's right. It's the most wonderful time of the year to get your car washed at the Shine Factory in Greenville. Now through the end of the year, the Shine Factory is offering their unlimited Lava Factor car wash for only $20 per month, or the Manager Special Wash for only $25 per month. Simply pay one low price and wash all month, anytime, with free high-powered vacuums. Don't forget to pick up some gift cards for your family and friends. The Shine Factory is open daily from 7 a.m. until 9 p.m. on Memorial Drive across from Lowe's.
Decisions say a lot about character. Like the time Liberal State House candidate Brian Farkas campaigned against funding for the ECU School of Medicine. It's true. Farkas colluded with Raleigh politicians to block critical funding for the ECU Brody School of Medicine, all at a time when we desperately need better health care. And in return, Farkas received huge campaign donations from some of Raleigh's biggest power players. Because when it comes to priorities, Brian Farkas will put his political career ahead of Eastern North Carolina every time. Representative Perrin Jones, on the other hand, has served our community for over 20 years as a doctor. Perrin Jones has a plan to improve health care, increase teacher pay, and get our economy moving again. Vote Dr. Perrin Jones for State House.
Paid for by supporters of Perrin Jones. Authorized by Perrin Jones, candidate for North Carolina House.
Every team knows that the two-point play can be a winning move. That's why I'm here. State Farm agent Timothy Sawyer and my team are here to help you go for two by combining your home and auto insurance. It's a great call that saves you time and money. So go for the win and score some savings by combining your home and auto. It's just another way we're here to help life go right. Call me, Timothy Sawyer, at 493-0002 today.
We are back, baby. We are back.
CPW's is back. Back open every day for lunch. CPW's classic menu is also back with all of your favorites like tortellini CPW's, Cajun chicken and pasta, classic lasagna, the garbage pizza, the stromboli, calzone, Atlantic salmon, the Cajun fried shrimp wrap, and more. Start every meal off with your favorite beverage and CPW's fresh baked bread. CPW's is back. Back open for lunch in the Stanton Square Shopping Center next to the hospital. Follow CPW's on Facebook for daily updates.
Pirate Radio.
And you write that down, because when you're at East Carolina, you go for it every time. Or you don't coach at East Carolina, you don't come to East Carolina, you don't play at East Carolina with a weak heart. Write it!
The voice of the Pirate Nation. You're listening to Hour 1 of Pirate Radio Live. Now, back to the show.
Well, welcome back. Town Insurance is your premier independent insurance agency, from maximizing opportunities to minimizing risk. Town's insurance advisors offer expert professional advice to clients of all sizes. For personal or business insurance questions, call 756-8300 today. Now let's head back in to Pirate Radio Live. Here is your host, Clip Rock.
All right, we got Tony Dunn in here on a Thursday because there will be no Pirate Radio Live on Friday. We will have the Bud Light pregame tailgate at 5 o'clock. Before that, Pirate Radio Rewind at 3. A special edition of the Press Box at 4 o'clock tomorrow. And then a look back at ECU's Conference USA Championship win against Tulsa at 4:30. That'll lead us right into the Bud Light pregame tailgate. We usually don't pick the Thursday night game, but it's Panthers-Falcons. We're picking it today. We all are picking the Panthers. Last week, Chandler won the week at 10-3. God.
I didn't know I did that good.
Tony went 9-4.
Yeah.
Clip went 8-5.
I'd like to point out that right now I'm one game behind Chandler and Pat.
Pat really captaining that team to glory.
1 week. It was 1 week.
I've been crawling back into competition though.
Chandler 67-31 with Pat. Tony 66-32, Clip 63-35.
This is like kind of par for course for Tony and Clip's relationship in the pick'em.
I'm about to make my comeback.
I'm about to get ahead 12 games, and in the last 3 weeks, he's going to just come back and slay me.
Patriots at Bills. Is this the year the Patriots' reign of terror on the AFC East is over? I say yes. I will take the Bills.
I'm taking the Bills here. The Bills are at home. They're 4-point favorites. They're a better team at this point. And even if the Patriots do get back on track, I don't see how it's this week.
All right, Chandler?
I don't see the Patriots getting back on track on the road, so give me the Bills.
Titans at Bengals. And, again, backdoor Burrow could keep this one close, but Tennessee, that was a great game last week with the Steelers. They fall, but Titans are a good team, and I will take the Titans on the road here.
They got down big early, though, in that game. They had to kind of crawl their way back, but
they did mount a good comeback, and I would say I was upset last week. I picked against the Steelers, thinking at some point they got to lose. I did not realize the Titans at the same time were undefeated, so somebody had to lose. I should have gone with the Steelers in that case. The Titans did crawl back into that one. I think they're going to be able to win this 6-point spread. I would say they cover here, even though the Bengals keep it close usually. I'm going Titans.
All right, Chandler?
The only thing that worries me about the Titans is their defense. They're really missing Adoree Jackson right now. Malcolm Butler and the rookie out of Joseph, whatever his name is he's kind of struggling right now. But I am going to take the Titans on the road here. So that offense is just something else.
Raiders at Browns. No Odell Beckham Jr. for Cleveland. We're still wondering, are they for real? Is there?
No, they're not.
They 5-2? Is their 5-2 record really indicative of that team?
They're not good. I don't think they are. I'm taking Las Vegas here.
Okay. I'm taking the.
And is Chubb back yet?
I'm taking the Browns at home. I don't believe Nick Chubb is back.
See, I'm not going to pick the Browns until Chubb gets back.
Okay. Kareem Hunt, not bad. Chandler?
Give me the Raiders.
All right. Interesting. I'm out on an island. That was not good for me last week. Colts at Lions. This game is going to be hilarious one way or the other. Rivers, INT, Stafford, INT. Something's going to happen late in this one.
Or maybe, let's say, a comeback with no timeouts within a minute.
Phillip Rivers accidentally scores a touchdown and the Lions end up winning.
Throws a pick to himself somehow. No, I'm taking the Lions here. I've been winning with the Lions a couple of weeks in a row. The Colts defense I know is legit, but the Lions are starting to get better.
I was going to ask, are the Lions not good, but are they decent?
Yeah, I think
decent football.
Well, they're 500, right?
And they just got...
they beat the Cardinals earlier this year.
They picked up somebody.
Defensive lineman, right?
Emerson Griffin
from the Cowboys.
The Cowboys.
Yeah. Not that does anything, to be honest, but I'm taking the Lions. What's the line?
I don't want to take Rivers on the road, so I'm going to take the Lions too. Chandler?
Sweep.
Even though you laughed at me when I made that pick. You did.
This is funny. I think things are funny. Vikings at Packers. I'll take the Packers at home.
Yeah, the Vikings are horrible.
Chandler?
So, Packers.
Jets and Chiefs. I thought about going
Where are all these
spread.
good games that you were talking about?
Oh, hey, man. We'll get to them in a moment. I thought about going spread here. We had to pick a spread, but I need a win, so I'll take the Chiefs.
Colts are favored, by the way, on the road.
Line's money line. What is it? Like 1 or 2?
2.5.
Chandler's taking the Chiefs?
Yes, absolutely.
If you had to take the spread.
Ooh, what is it?
We'll say it's
Isn't it
20,
double digits?
19. Well, it's definitely double digits.
Do you remember last week we said it was going to be 21?
Yeah.
It's 20. We're really close.
Would you take the Jets or Chiefs?
The Chiefs.
Yeah, I probably would too.
I mean, I'm not going to get fooled by the Bills having a off game last week and still almost covering it. Give me the Chiefs, and I said they win by 22.
It is Tua time in Miami. Shirley,
Yes.
are you excited? Are you
Excitement time!
Excitement time. Well,
They should have done this a long time ago.
Oh, wow.
Ryan Fitzpatrick not happy about
he's
this.
not.
Rightfully so.
And again, like, get him on in Dallas. Get him somewhere.
Would you be happy if you got fired and then had to attend Zoom meetings all day the next day? That's what this comment was.
with the guy that you got replaced by.
Yeah,
at the same
and the
time.
guy that fired you.
Right. Yeah. No, I would not be. Rams at Dolphins.
Put him on the Colts.
Yeah.
I also, what happens when you pick up Tua in free agency and fantasy football
In
is
our
all
league.
the other guys go, God.
Tony picked up Tua. Yeah, you'll get to keep him for a while.
Forever.
Unless you drop him because he's going to lose this game.
Yeah, I think I'm in the last year of Alvin Kamara.
You are. That was a good run.
Yeah,
Good
it's
run.
been a good run, and the only reason I've been successful, to be honest, and I haven't been successful until this year. I kind of think
Should have kept Will Fuller.
I'm picking the Dolphins in an upset.
All right. What about you, Chandler?
Rams.
All right. Steelers at Ravens. The undefeated Steelers are underdogs on the road against Baltimore, Tony.
When a great running football team in the Ravens runs up into a great running defense in the Steelers, I'm going to still pick the Ravens at home here.
Okay. Chandler?
This is a tough one.
Let me get Steelers on the road.
Wow.
That was tough. That was
It is, but I think it could be a good pick. I don't feel great about the Ravens pick.
I am going to take the Baltimore Ravens.
Oof.
Chargers at Broncos. See, even this will be a good game.
I'll take the Chargers. I also wanted to mention that me picking the Dolphins at home might begin that slide we were talking about where Clip comes back. That might be the beginning of it.
You picking up Tua, you taking the Dolphins. This is the
I know.
downfall.
It's like
of Tony
me
Dunn.
just picking with the Bills every week for 5 years.
Well, I'll make up one for you, Tony, because I'm going to take the Broncos at home for some reason.
So am I.
Okay. Saints at Bears.
Give me the Saints.
Boy, the Bears stink.
Did the Bears show their true colors on Monday night?
Yes.
Yes, and that is one of the reasons I had a terrible week in gambling and picks is the Bears just were so horrific on offense and their defense got gassed. And that's what you learn is that if you can just muster a little offensive game against them, their offense does not have what it takes to keep that defense off the field. And those guys were huffing and puffing like crazy. I'll take the Saints, even though the Saints not that good. They're not that good.
Well, you played them without their good players.
Yeah.
Some of their good players.
And we
Who are
shut
these good
down
players?
Cam Jordan
Michael
last
Thomas
week.
and
He's not that good.
Wow.
Short, underneath stuff. Underneath stuff.
Tony got Robbie Anderson, and now every receiver stinks. DeAndre
I'll
Hopkins.
show you underneath stuff right here. Robbie Anderson, our deep threat guy, can catch possession passes too.
I forgot to mention this earlier when we were doing Panthers talk, but shout out to Taylor Moton who shut down Cam Jordan all day on Sunday.
Cam Jordan might be getting old finally.
Saints at Bears, Chandler.
Oh, let me go Saints.
Niners at Seahawks.
Who are these good players?
I've named one, and you don't
named
think he's
one.
good.
One.
And Emmanuel Sanders is pretty good.
Yeah, Emmanuel Sanders is all right.
So, all right, you're saying Michael Thomas is not good. Yeah, but all right is better than not good.
Yeah, that's totally.
Tony Dunn.
He's a cancer.
Wide receiver power rankings. Robbie Henderson.
Golden Tate.
Oh, dear. All right, Niners at Seahawks. The Niners, in a matter of about a month, have gone from unwatchable to an absolute machine.
I hate this team.
I can't figure them out.
Because because Shanahan is really, really damn good.
He is.
And I hate it. I hate that, like, his dad was so good in Denver, and it just has trickled down genetically to him, and he has been amazing.
They do so much fun stuff, too. Like, they get their, like, Debo involved in the run game, and they do so much stuff.
Like, why can't other people do this?
Yeah, I know.
It's amazing. I'm taking the Seahawks, though.
Nice curveball there.
I mean, do you have the stones to take the 49ers on the road here?
Seahawks coming off a loss. I kind of like that. I'll take the Seahawks.
That I tell you what, that game on Sunday night was something to watch, and heartbreak loss for the Seahawks, and I don't see them losing back-to-back, especially when they're going back home. So give me
they had a lot of opportunities, too, down the stretch, the Seahawks, and the Cardinals just found a way to win.
Tony, you've been asking where the good games. Here they are. NFC East time, prime time football. This is what America wants. That's why the NFC East always plays on Sunday night, Monday night. We get all the good time slots. We know this is what you people want. Cowboys at Eagles.
I tell you this.
Can either one of you tell me the Cowboys starting quarterback?
Ryan Fitzpatrick.
Yes.
If he plays on Sunday, I'm taking the Cowboys.
Jameis Winston.
That's what it should be.
I'm going to say this, is that I'm so happy we don't have to do the C3 Panthers post-game show on Sunday, and I can devote all my attention to these final games of the week on Sunday night and Monday night. I cannot wait to see Cowboys at Eagles. I don't know who the Cowboys starting quarterback is because Andy Dalton got his head knocked off, I believe.
Ben DiNucci.
Didn't Donnie Kirkpatrick coach him?
He was the quarterback for James Madison. Mike Houston.
I say that Jerry Jones shakes it up and signs Colin Kaepernick.
I don't know.
He'll be like, he's 40 pounds overweight, had to cut him. He had to take a knee coming out of the gate, out of the locker room.
God.
I want me some glory hole.
Thank you, Jerry. Could that be the key to glory hole?
Eagles.
Shirley, that was well timed. I'm going Eagles. Chandler.
Yeah, Eagles, please.
How'd you do that, Shirley, when you haven't paid attention to us for like the last 12 minutes?
She's got the sixth sense. She felt it.
I can multitask.
Oh, wow.
I can do things over here and still be listening to the show.
I'm trying to figure out how good I am as a guest by seeing if I can get Shirley to look over
respond.
occasionally.
Yeah.
It could be a total goat rodeo.
All right, and finally, Bucks at Giants. So Shirley mentioned earlier about the Giants' issues with COVID, and remember last week, Bucks Raiders was supposed to be the Sunday night game, but instead they moved it to the afternoon to make sure they were going to have a Sunday night game. Could you do that with a Monday night game? Like, if you're worried about this game, could you move a Sunday game to Monday? I don't know.
The Giants want to move this game to next season. I tell you, Galladay, did you see a story about the Giants potentially interested in trading for Galladay?
No, why would they do that?
Because Galladay wants a deal, and the Lions, I don't know if we're going to be able to do it.
Kenny Galladay's really good.
Yeah. Minitron.
They told him that they might send him to the Giants. He immediately said, "Okay, I'll just take whatever you guys give me."
$5
and like a McDonald's burger,
and I'll live in one of those old Detroit factories that's being renovated. I'm going to take the Bucks. Who are clicking?
Shirley asked, and we'll wrap it up here. What's my Super Bowl right now? And I said Bucks, Chiefs. Who'd you say, Tony?
At the beginning of the season?
No, right now.
Right now? Yeah, I got to say, I
didn't think I didn't know the Bucks were this good on defense.
Bucks Steelers, maybe?
Yeah. Chandler? Did we ask you the other day?
Well, no, my 2 cents was that this team, the last time they won the Super Bowl, they won it in the stadium that's hosting it this year, the Steelers.
Which would be Brady Roethlisberger.
I think that
old man Super Bowl.
Old man. I tell you one thing is the Steelers might have what it takes to really mess with the Chiefs' game plan. You know what I mean? That defense could give them problems. And they got enough firepower. Yeah, I'm going to say Bucks. Or who else is another NFC team that would be really
Packers.
Good? Yeah, Packers.
Any of the West teams.
any of the West teams. Yeah, I like Bucks Steelers. That's what I'm going with at halfway point of the season.
Tony, it'll be a late night for you tonight on the post-game show on YouTube that people can watch. It'll be a late night for us on Friday night on the U.S. Cellular fifth quarter call-in show. But enjoy the game tonight. And
hey, and maybe we can get together and watch football on Sunday.
Yeah,
that would be crazy.
Stress-free. I don't even. I don't have a Washington game. You don't have a Panthers game.
It would be fun.
I'll just sit over here, I guess.
Chandler,
you can come along.
No, I'll be at home this weekend.
Are you old enough?
Actually,
I'm 22.
Oh yeah, then you can.
I think Pat's going to be with us. So.
Oh, Pat. Is he going to make my picks next week?
Good for him. Good for him.
All right, we'll take a timeout.
Keep pounding, Tony.
Keep pounding, baby. Phone pounding. All right, we'll take a timeout, come back. We'll see what the BMOC, Jeff Nadeau, thinks about Falcons Panthers when we return on Pirate Radio Live. Back with you after this.
Hello, Pirate Nation. This is Representative John Bell, the Majority Leader of the North Carolina House, and it has been an honor serving the people of Eastern North Carolina the last 8 years. I've had the privilege of working with your local representatives, Dr. Perrin Jones and Chris Humphrey, as they delivered hundreds of millions of dollars in COVID relief funding to our small businesses, healthcare providers, and families right here in Pitt County. Unfortunately, their opponents are funded by radical liberal out-of-state donors that want to destroy our agriculture heritage, defund the police, and silence your voice by buying this election. This is not North Carolina. We cannot and will not let this happen. Dr. Perrin Jones and Chris Humphrey are focused on solutions, not revolutions. They will make sure your voice is heard and represent our Eastern North Carolina values. So Pirate Nation, the choice is clear. On November 3rd, please support and vote for Dr. Perrin Jones and Chris Humphrey for the North Carolina House. Strong voices for Eastern North Carolina. Paid for by the John Bell Committee.
Hey Pirate Nation, this is former ECU tight end Bryce Williams from my friends at the Auto Store Group. If you're in the market for a quality used vehicle, then the Auto Store Group is for you. The Auto Store Group has 3 locations and over 150 quality used vehicles to choose from for all budgets. Shop their entire inventory today at theautostoregroup.com. The Auto Store Group, your hometown store and pirate owned and operated for over 38 years. Go Pirates!
North Carolina state parks are now open for visitors. Parks should be used for exercise, fresh air, getting out in nature, or a day trip as the state safely reopens. Visitors should enjoy themselves, but please remember the 3 W's. Wear face coverings, wait 6 feet apart, and wash your hands often. Focus on moving through the park, keep social distancing in mind, and avoid large groups. While most facilities and activities will be open, please contact any state park before your visit with questions or visit NC.gov/open.
In studio with Gloria from Kinetic Physical Therapy. What kind of wellness services do you guys offer?
We have massage therapy with your choice of either a relaxation massage, a therapeutic stretching session, or a prenatal massage. We have foot reflexology. We partner with Pirate Cryo for cryotherapy, also known as cold therapy, and we have health and wellness coaching. And if you're interested in holistic body therapy and saving money, we encourage you to check out our wellness membership plan where you can have all of our wellness services at a constant discounted price. You can learn more today at kptonline.com.
Hi, I'm Annalie Newhoff.
And I'm Rob Campbell.
And we are with CopyPro. We have been locally owned and operated here in Eastern North Carolina for almost 50 years. CopyPro is the leader in office technology.
Does your business struggle with keeping printing costs low or producing professional documents? Here at CopyPro, total customer satisfaction is our #1 priority.
We have a variety of solutions to help reduce your printing expenses and make your business more productive. Call us today at 1-800-682-6558 or online at copypro.net.
CopyPro, we are the professional office systems people.
Register for Army ROTC to be a leader and an officer in the U.S. Army, Army Reserve, or Army National Guard. You could also be eligible for a full tuition scholarship. Lead the team that makes a difference. To learn more, contact Dale Anderson at 252-622-5346 or Anderson, DAL, at ECU.edu. Paid for by the United States Army.
CD's Grill in Winterville wants to thank you for all of your support during these crazy times. CD's Grill has the area's best country cooking, and you can come and enjoy a down-home breakfast or one of our daily country lunch specials at CD's Grill.
CD's now has an incredible lunch special from 11 till 2 every Saturday. Choose from 2 hot dogs, cheeseburger, or chicken sandwich with fries and a drink for only $4.99 at CD's Grill every Saturday.
CD's Grill, 111 West Fire Tower Road, Winterville.
This is Coach Gary Overton, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 1 of Pirate Radio Live. Now, back to the show.
Well, welcome back. PRL this afternoon is brought to you by Bud Light, who reminds Pirate fans to always stay in the game and drink responsibly. Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Now let's head back in to Pirate Radio Live. Here's your host, Clip Brock.
All right, rolling right along on a Thursday. Got Stephen Igoe joining me in just a little bit. Got Troy D., Bryce Williams, touchdown, Tony Collins, in hour number 3. Got some Mike Houston comments, a lot to get to on a packed Thursday edition of Pirate Radio Live. Right now, we'll head out to the Fixed NC Live line and talk about tonight's football action with the big man on campus, Jeff Nadeau from Barstool Sports. Big man, how you doing today?
Pretty good, Clip. How are you?
Hey, doing all right, Jeff. Getting ready for a football Thursday evening, and talked about it a moment ago with Tony Dunn, CarolinaCatChronicles.com. Panthers and Falcons, a game we've already seen once this year. Carolina was able to go to Atlanta and win. Looks like they won't have Christian McCaffrey back tonight, Jeff. And, you know, the Falcons, you never want to say, like, the season's already over, but for them at 1-6, it is. For the Panthers, they're still playing for something here, trying to get to 500, and it's a pretty close spread, total sitting just above 50. So how do you look at this one tonight, Jeff?
Yeah, you know, I played this at 49 a couple of days ago. I think a lot of people were kind of concerned a bit with what the weather was going to be in Charlotte. Obviously, the tropical storm that's now just kind of a rain event is heading up the East Coast to hit us here in Philadelphia. I know in Charlotte it looks as if it's just cloudy at this point, which is good. As far as today, the rest of the day, the wind is actually going to die down just a bit. You know, around game time, it's only going to be about 10 mile an hour. Could be some rain out there, maybe a thunderstorm, but all in all, I don't think it's really going to affect the game. You know, you mentioned they have played 23-16 in that game, got to 39. Teams were 1-4 combined in the red zone. Julio Jones didn't play. I think it's kind of safe to say at this point. I do like the Panthers, but this is a young defensive group. They haven't been great, and they've had trouble keeping teams out of the end zone. We also look at the Falcons. I've talked seemingly for years about their defense. It's one of the worst in the league. Both teams allow a lot of big plays, and you know, I saw a stat last week, Clip, that against the Saints, who I think are slightly better defensively than both these teams, the Panthers are actually 12 for 14 in the red zone. Both these and on third down, I mean, both these teams have some big play players, whether it's Robbie Anderson or Julio or Calvin Ridley. So. With the pace there in this match, I bet the game over the total.
Talking to the BMOC, got the over tonight, some points on Thursday Night Football between the Falcons and the Panthers. Looking at part of the NFL slate, Jeff, and this is it for the Patriots if they want to win the AFC East. It might already be over, but if the Bills take them out on Sunday, that would put the Bills at 6-2, the Pats at 2-5, and just too much ground to make up. I know you like the Bills heading into the year. And if you liked them heading into the year, you probably like them heading into the year to win this game at home against New England. So what do you think about this matchup? Is this when the Bills kind of go ahead and take the crown for the AFC East in 2020?
Yeah, I think it's a huge game for the Bills. Obviously, I think just what you said is the reason for it. You know, they need to take back, they need to take this division. They haven't taken back anything. They haven't won it in a long time. But, this Clip, Patriot team, I think we have to call a spade a spade. They're just not a very good football team. I mean, I know they're 2-4, and teams like the Jets and groups like that are worse. But this team's a bottom 7 or 8 team in the league. I mean, they are really poor. The quarterback play has been laughable. Cam Newton can't even move the football, let alone score it. You're not going to have Julian Edelman going forward for a period of time. This run game has been just a bunch of guys kind of trying to figure things out. Damian Harris has been a bit of a bright spot. The receiving core, I mentioned no Edelman. That means guys like Demir Byrd, Jacoby Myers, Ryan Izzo. I mean, they're going to be your go-to guys. N'Keal Harry's not been much of a factor recently. Defensively, Clip, is where I've been really disgusted with this team. They have been bad. What do you expect, though? A lot of players opted out. They were traded away in the offseason. Now I'm also hearing, Clip, and you know my sources, I have some thoughts on things. I've heard through the grapevine, Stephon Gilmore is very much in the trading block. They're selling at this point. The Bills better take control of this football game. They got White back last week, got Milano back. They should take care of business here and cover the number.
Talking to the BMOC, Jeff Nadeau. Jeff, what is the largest line in the NFL you've ever bet on? Because I'm looking at Kansas City and the Jets, and that one's hovering around 20 points right now. Have you ever laid that many in an NFL game?
I have not. I think the highest I ever laid was 17. But this is obviously a game where, I got to be real with you. I don't hate the Jets. I think a lot of people, like a couple weeks ago, they were really bad, and they had literally no one playing. But, all of a sudden, they've gotten healthy. They've got some receivers back. Sam Darnold's a pretty solid quarterback. They do play with some effort, but you have to kind of be, you got to kind of find cool in a way. They don't necessarily have a great side, but they play hard. This is not a great Chiefs defense, as we know. And I could, I probably won't play this game, but
yeah.
If I had to, I would take the points.
I love some of these matchups this weekend. I think, the backdoor Burrow can keep it close, maybe with the Titans, that one in Cincinnati on Sunday. But Raiders-Browns could be a fun game with the total right there in the 50s. Colts-Lions is two teams that are 500 or better. And then, of course, you got the headliner, Steelers-Ravens. You've got Saints-Bears with two teams with winning records. Niners-Seahawks, big game in the West. And you got Tua time from Miami with the Rams. So, Jeff, across the board, I think there's some intriguing matchups. Anything else jumping out to you for Sunday?
Yeah, I think you're dead right. I think it's a great week for NFL. I actually, for the first time this year, I actually made two plays very early. One of the plays I made outside of Panthers-Falcons over was the first game I bet this week was Tennessee, -6 against Cincinnati. I think it's pretty clear, Clip, through what they've done over the past couple of days. The Bengals seem to be kind of coming apart at the seams. There's people that are not happy on this team, offensively and defensively. They moved Carlos Dunlap. You look at this offensive line, I mean, it is a complete mess right now. And I'm actually quite bullish on the Titans. I know they don't have a ton of sacks this year, but, Harold Landry, Jadeveon Clowney, I think they have a pretty solid group up front. I know Burrow's been kind of that backdoor wonder, and he did it actually a couple times this year, but I think these two teams are just going in way opposite directions. Tennessee is one of the best teams in the league in the red zone. They finish drives. Their run game's good. Defensively, I think they're improving. There's a lot to like about Tennessee. I think they win. I think they win going away this week.
We'll go over the college slate with the big man on campus, Jeff Nadeau, coming up around 8 o'clock Friday night on the Bud Light pregame tailgate as we get you ready for the 9 o'clock kickoff between the Pirates and the Golden Hurricane of Tulsa. But a couple of matchups tonight, Jeff. You doing anything on the college slate with South Alabama, Georgia Southern, or Colorado State, Fresno State?
Yeah, as far as the Sun Belt matchup, two teams I don't really like real. I don't really bet real often. I've kind of made some money with Georgia State and Troy and Arkansas State.
Yeah.
These two teams not really on my wavelength. As far as the other game, Fresno State did not look very good last week in their game against Hawaii. Hawaii just destroyed them. I mean, they gave up over 550 yards in that game, had a lot of missed tackles. And I think it was clear that they weren't really ready for the season to start. And I got to tell you, Clip, I'm going to kind of trudge through the Mountain West. I actually like a game on Friday, but I didn't bet this one. I think Colorado State is a better team. They should be able to take care of business here. I'm not really sure why they're only 1.5-point favorites. We've also heard, though, there's some really odd things going on out at that program at Colorado State, whether it was mishandling coronavirus cases and some of the things off the field. So just a game I'm not real interested in. I'll pass.
A couple of games tonight. We'll get into the slate more when we talk to the big man on the pregame show. But I got to tell you, you mentioned the Sun Belt, Jeff. I'm legitimately excited about Coastal Carolina, Georgia State on Saturday. I think it's going to be a fun game.
Yeah, you got to see obviously what's up with the Coastal quarterback. Fred Payton played last week after McCall was out. So, yeah, Georgia State, I've been involved with this year. I actually had an over last week with
Yep.
them. But Clip, you mentioned it. A lot of great games this week, whether college or NFL. Great betting card.
Enjoy it, folks, and follow the big man on campus, Jeff Nadeau, at Jeff Nadu. He'll throw out some plays and also give you his Serie A picks, which I've been tailing and doing well on. So thank you for that, Jeff. Appreciate the conversation, and we'll talk to you coming up Friday night.
Look forward to it. Thanks, Clip.
All right, thank you. The BMOC, Jeff Nadeau, joining us. He'll be a part of the 4-hour Bud Light pregame tailgate kicking off 5 o'clock on a Friday. We'll take a time out, come back. We'll talk Pirate football, NFL, little fantasy, make some college picks with Stephen Igoe from Hoist the Colors. That's on the way when we return right after this.
Hey y'all, it's Lisa with Halloween Express, Greenville's Halloween superstore for 22 years. It's been a crazy year, but Halloween is not canceled. We have everything you need to make this Halloween one to remember. And did someone say mask? Yeah, we have the largest selection of masks in Greenville, plus every other costume you can think of. Come visit our new location in the Target Shopping Center in Greenville. Halloween Express, what are you going to be?
This is Brandon Tate with Firstborn Food Distribution, and coming up on Saturday, November 21st, we're going to feed 5,000 people. We need 2 things. 1, we need you to help volunteer and help deliver this food. 2, we need your money. It costs over $16,000 to do this, and we need you to step up to the plate with your wallets and your time. To donate or volunteer, please visit pr927fm.com and click on our ad. Firstborn Food Distribution. Come feed your neighbors.
At Tiebreakers, we admit we have a bit of a problem. People love our wings so much that they're starting to sell their home TVs just so they can watch all the sporting events here at Tiebreakers. Seriously, we're glad you love our hand-breaded, hand-cut boneless wings that much, but we really need you to go home at the end of the night. It's okay, we'll be here tomorrow, and when you come back, bring a friend with you. For great food, great friends, and cold beer, we'll see you at Tiebreakers. Tiebreakers, break the chain, eat local.
2020 certainly hasn't been the year many of us were hoping for, but one thing has stayed the same. I'm Tim Sutton with Greenville Auto World, and our commitment to our customers has never wavered. Let Greenville Auto World show you how easy it is to buy a quality used car in Greenville. We believe in fair prices, superior service, and treating customers right leads to satisfied repeat buyers. Your vehicle is a big investment, and our customers trust us to keep them up and running with outstanding service and value. We're Greenville Auto World, across from Hardee's at Bell's Fort.
Hey, this is Chef David Finelli from Pop's Old Fashioned Cheeseburgers. Today I'm going to tell you about our family meal deals for 4 hungry adults. We offer Finelli's Cafe lasagna, chicken parmesan, eggplant parmesan, spaghetti and meatballs, our hamburger steak and gravy with mashed potatoes, pork chops. If you'd like to order, please go to our Pop's Old Fashioned Cheeseburgers Facebook page or our website. Choose your meal, order online, pay online, roll up, and we'll get it right out to your car. Thank you from the Pop's crew.
Got big dreams for your small business? You're not alone. The Gavigan Agency Insurance Services is a growing business too. That's why they work with Nationwide, the #1 small total business insurer in the U.S. Nationwide can help protect and grow your business so you can focus on making your small business dreams come true. Give the Gavigan Agency Insurance Services a call today at 252-756-1400. Nationwide is on your side.
Nationwide Mutual Insurance Company and Affiliates, Columbus, Ohio. Subject to underwriting guidelines, review, and approval.
Hi, this is Billy Parker, and football is here. Tailgate at home with family and friends this season and let Parker's Barbecue do all the cooking. While tailgating at your house, let us provide all the food with our delicious chicken, barbecue, seafood, and sides. We can customize packages for any size group, big or small. Give us a call today and place your order. Parker's and football, a winning combination. Also shipping nationwide at parkersbbq.com. Parker's Barbecue is how friends and family come together.
Have you ever seen those exotic aquariums like the guys do in Las Vegas on television? You ever thought about having one of these aquariums in your business? It's more affordable than you think. This is Hal Pruitt with rentafishtank.com. We can make having an aquarium in your business turnkey with no work, cleaning, or hassles for you. Rentafishtank.com creates a relaxing atmosphere and keeps children occupied. Rentafishtank.com already services many dental, pediatric, and doctor offices, plus hospitals and senior living centers. Check us out at rentafishtank.com.
This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, W224EI Greenville, WDLX Washington, and W281CH Washington. You're listening to Hour 2 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour is brought to you by University PC Care, your local tech support experts for all your business needs. Let University PC Care take care of it so you can take care of business. Visit universitypccare.com to learn more today. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Grab your amigos and head to Chico's for the best Mexican food and fun in Greenville. Come and enjoy favorites like shrimp tacos, steak and chicken fajitas, burritos, enchiladas, ACP, and more. Follow Chico's on Facebook and Instagram for daily updates. For Mexican food and fun, it's got to be Chico's for dine-in or to go. Now let's head back in to Pirate Radio Live. Here's your host, Clip Brock.
Alrighty, thank you, Shirley Rhodes. Hour 2 of Pirate Radio Live here, and Stephen Igoe joining us from hoistthecolors.net. And boy, he's living up to the moniker today.
Especially this Pirate Radio shirt.
He was named on a message board the homeless dressing blonde kid.
Mm-hmm.
He's wearing a hand-me-down free t-shirt that we donated to him at Pirate Radio.
Can't get enough.
And some gym shorts. So the homeless dressing blonde kid in full effect today. Steven, good to see you.
It's good to see you.
Last night, myself, Chandler,
I've already wiped it from my memory.
Frustrating trivia loss. We came in third place out of, 6, 7?
I mean, frustrating doesn't even begin to describe.
It was a frustrating game. The questions were... We can just move on. But good to see you guys again.
Yeah, I'm still recovering.
Before we get to ECU Tulsa, fantasy football, college football picks... Shirley, we'll probably do this every hour. We did it hour 1. Let's play the Mike McCarthy from earlier today. So I'll set it up. I go there. You know what Zoom is. You do it just about every day. You know how we're all on the screen together.
Correct.
But when we do it at ECU, if you're not asking a question, you're muted. It sounds like here everybody was not muted. Everybody had their mics on. And a question was asked. Another reporter didn't like the question asked at all. And here's how it sounded.
How you structure the practice week, getting back to your time in Green Bay. Given the trend of slow starts, is that something that you take a look at, seeing whether or not you tweak how you structure the practice week, or is that something that's off the table? God.
Someone didn't like the question, huh?
I think it was that bad.
I just wanted, that wasn't me. So, Jesus. I got the question.
All right, so I think of all the eye rolling and smirks and things that go on when some people ask questions with the ECU media, but I've never heard an audible God. Steven's asking a dumb question again. God.
We need to cue that up for our Zooms when a certain someone asks a question like that.
God. These turkeys got cooked up for Thanksgiving. God. That was hilarious, especially if you've been in Zoom interviews like we have.
That is weird that all their mics are open.
Yeah, because then you heard everybody laughing and stuff. So
strange.
Everybody's a free-for-all there with Dallas, I guess. God. What an organization, by the way. The media sucks. The team stinks. Did you see Mike Nolan the other night rub Tabasco in his eye like a moron? Gosh,
I want me some glory hole.
Jerry Jones wants him some glory hole. Like, what a... And I'm saying this as a Washington fan, as a Dan Snyder guy, what a terrible organization the Dallas Cowboys are.
They're starting to approach a Washington football team territory.
They really are.
I mean, sadly.
And again, I think that it should be a rule. If the Washington football team beats you, they get to have your name. So right now, they are the Washington Eagles Cowboys. And then Philly and Dallas can't have their name until they beat Washington, which might not happen this year.
I like that. Let's keep it going.
You like that? ECU at Tulsa, Igoe. We got some issues. Speaking of Zooms, Shirley, let's hit this because I think Igoe asked the first question. Question 6, and you'll hear the Q and the A from Mike Houston.
Coach, coming out of the bye, is testing gone pretty well this week? Can you just provide an update there?
It's gone okay. We've had some glitches.
we're going to have some guys out, but I think Tulsa probably will too. So it's what we're all dealing with. I mean, fortunately, we're not in the situation Wisconsin's in.
Coach, is there a number right now that maybe out of as far as guys out?
Not that I'm going to give you. You guys can count heads Friday night at 9:00.
All right, Igoe, you going to Tulsa?
I'm not.
We need you to go out there to count heads if you don't mind.
I will not be counting heads.
Do we have a head counter that's going?
No, nobody's going.
Yeah, that's a problem.
So I mean, that's the problem with 2020 is, to be frank, even if you sent me for free, I probably wouldn't go just because of the start time and when I would get back. So I'm not sad about missing this trip. Plus, Tulsa Stadium's a glorified high school stadium. It's not a great atmosphere at all. So, and just from talking with my sources, I don't think it's going to be like some gigantic number. I think it's just a couple people. I mean, it's not anything significant, and it's not Holton Ahlers. So, I mean, yes, I think probably you'll miss some guys that would normally play, but Tulsa last week was down 4 or 5 starters defensively due to undisclosed reasons, which usually means COVID testing. So, and I heard come out of the game that Tulsa had some more positive tests. So
we try to set this game up as good as we can and talk about the keys and with players to watch. But as Mike Houston just said, you're not going to know until you do a head count.
Yeah,
unless you have somebody on the inside. And we need a head counter on the inside, Igoe.
That's just how college football is in 2020. I mean, some of these big markets is tough to keep. If it's a notable player, you're not going to be able to keep it. Like Holton Ahlers.
All right.
I mean, we all are so familiar with him. Everybody around town knows him. His family has a lot of friends, so that was impossible to keep quiet. But, we'll see how this transpires. But I imagine we'll know, leading up to kickoff, maybe Jeff Charles on the call will get wind of who's out. But again, I don't think it's going to be some huge number. Again, this was as of last night when I heard that they would be without a couple due to the COVID protocols. They did test again this morning, so I'm not sure if anything changed. But they did get on the flight, and they're flying to Tulsa, so the game is on.
That is good news. Igoe did ask, and it's good that Darius Penix, Tank Robinson will be back. And you asked what veterans, having veterans like that means for the team. Cut 2, Cheryl.
Well, I think it's just that, older players, both of them have key roles on each side of the ball and on special teams. And that's, this year, just the craziness of this year, you can't have enough people. And especially guys that have been out there and, have game experience and, have been through the rigors of this conference.
Mike Houston there, and not only have they produced at times for ECU, but just something about having some veterans on the field when you play a road late conference game, and having those two guys back is huge. Obviously, having your starting quarterback back is huge. Igoe.
Yeah, those 3 guys in particular, and we're still not sure about Demir Faison and Demetrius Mooney, who also missed the game against Navy due to COVID protocols, but we'll see. I think those are the main 3, even though Faison's been starting to at rush linebacker. Tank is kind of a leader on defense. He wasn't starting at the beginning of this year, but he's a guy that you can throw in there and can play a lot of snaps. He's seen Tulsa's personnel before. Penix, we know, is probably one of the more experienced guys on offense. Your active leader in carries, touchdowns, all that sort of stuff. So it's just good to have those guys back. They're strong locker room players. They're good players on the field. They all have their role, and you want as much depth as possible going into a game where you're really up against it in terms of size and talent.
Sounds like Demetrius Mooney's been kind of snake bit this entire offseason and now going into the season. And Donnie, I don't know if anybody's ever come out and said why exactly he was behind, but Donnie had mentioned, I think this week, that he kind of got behind health-wise and is trying to catch up. And in the meantime, he may have been bypassed by a couple of freshmen, and Mitchell and Harris, of course. So I don't know. At some point, he's going to get back on the field, Igoe. We'll be able to see what he's got, but we just have not seen much of him in 2020.
Yeah, it's been a tough year for him. I don't know exactly what's going on, but if you follow him on social media too, I think personally he's lost some people close to him as well. So it sounds like it's been a really tough year for Demetrius, and he's a stand-up kid. So I wish the best for him, and hopefully he can find his way back into the lineup. It sounded like he was close until the to the most recent reason he was out. He was starting to play special teams, and then he had to miss the Navy game, and so that maybe set him back. He had a foot infection in the preseason, I think, or early this season. So he's had all sorts of unfortunate stuff happen to him, and I think he would be playing if not for all those things. And especially with Chase Hayden leaving, you kind of need a fourth running back.
All right, it is an interesting week in the AAC. We'll make some picks later, and I don't want to get your ECU Tulsa pick yet, or these games I go, but how about the slate on Saturday? Memphis, Cincinnati at noon. That's a fun game with a line that we'll talk about. I'm interested in. Temple, Tulane could go either way. Should be a good game. UCF at Houston. What has Houston really got? And, is UCF still a factor in the AAC with 2 losses right now? And then Navy, SMU. Maybe SMU blows them out. Maybe Navy can hang in there. But good week for football in the AAC. We'll be able to watch these games on Saturday.
Yeah, those are going to be some good games. I mean, really all of them have some intrigue. And I don't think you can say, outside of maybe SMU over Navy, that one of those teams is definitely going to win.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously Cincinnati's the favorite over Memphis, but I wouldn't be shocked if Memphis gives them a game. So, but it'll be a good matchup. I think Houston UCF is one of the more intriguing games. I think if Houston goes out and wins this game at home, I think you have to say they're legit.
And again, I bring this up too because I asked Bruce Howard about it, play-by-play voice of Tulsa yesterday. Are people around there starting to schedule watch a little bit, look at the standings, and say, maybe this is a special year for Tulsa when it comes to potentially winning the American Conference?
Yeah, I mean, they've got as good a shot as any. I mean, when you can play good defense, good offense, run the ball, pass the ball, they don't have any weaknesses really. So, I mean, they're going to be in every game. It's just a matter of, are they going to be able to make plays in those close games? I mean, when they play SMU, when they play Houston, when they play, those type of teams, they're going to be in those games, and it's just a matter of, can you make the plays at the right time? Cincinnati last year, they almost beat on the road, or they were really close to them when Cincinnati was really good. So
yeah, they hung with Memphis, SMU, and Cincinnati last year, and finally were able to, which ECU's trying to do, right? Win that big game,
exactly,
that big close game. And the Pirates were close with Cincinnati, SMU last year. Tulsa was able to get over the hump with UCF. And then eventually, of course, went on to beat ECU to end the year. But it's something like, it almost looks like what we talk about. You got to learn how to win. And they learned how to win that one game against UCF and really haven't looked back since. They've been good.
And, I mean, being able to beat UCF at the start of this year on the road, I mean, UCF has been great, but they've been dominant at home. And to go in there, I mean, they ended a 21-game winning streak at UCF.
And we're held under 30 points, which is almost crazy.
Really dominated the second half defensively. So, I mean, they are a legit team. I'm sure there are a lot of casual ECU fans who see Tulsa on the schedule and don't really know how good they are, but they've got legit top-of-the-line AAC talent. And, a lot of people say you are what your record says you are, but they were by far the best 4-win team I've ever seen when they came in here and kicked ECU's tail up and down the field.
I'm concerned because their defense has yet to get got this year, if that makes sense grammatically. 16 points for Oklahoma State, 26 for UCF, and then South Florida put up a 13 spot against them. And, what does that mean for an ECU offense that it struggled because they had Mason Garcia in last game, looked good against South Florida, and were able to put up points, run the ball, throw the ball. But, how in tune are they with one another with Holton Ahlers having to miss time? So that's why I'm concerned heading into this game.
To me, you got to find a way to run the ball for ECU because they play a 3-3-5, and they'll sit back, watching them at the start of games and really kind of dare you to run the ball. They don't really blitz a lot, and they've got 3 dudes in the trenches. They have a nose tackle who's listed at 353 pounds. Their DNs are around, I think, 290 or 300. So they can stop the run with their defensive front with 3 guys, and also their linebackers helping, obviously. But it's not like they have to blitz and sell out to stop the run, which allows them, in a lot of cases, to drop 8 back in the coverage. And you just can't throw the ball consistently if they're dropping 8 back in the coverage. So you've got to establish a run. This might be the type of game where ECU fans get frustrated because ECU will try and run the ball a lot, and maybe they only get 2 to 3 yards on some plays, but you have to. Otherwise, you're just not going to have success against their defense. And conversely, your defense can't allow a bunch of early points because then if you get behind like last year. If you get behind 21-0 or 21-3 in the second quarter, I mean, it's just going to be impossible to come back.
Going to make for a late, long evening coming up on Friday night. We'll be with you 5 o'clock on the Bud Light pregame tailgate, 9 o'clock kickoff between the Golden Hurricane and the Pirates. Let's take a timeout. We'll come back, shift gears a little bit, talk some NFL, some fantasy football, and we'll circle back around and talk more college football at the end of the hour with Stephen Igoe from Hoist the Colors. We're back on Pirate Radio Live after this.
Paid for by Dillon for Judge.
Well, if it isn't Danny Lotz, the member of the 1957 National Championship Tar Heels. How you getting along, Danny?
CA, the Lord is really blessing me, and you look well. By the way, CA, have you seen the sample ballot for this year's election?
Well, I'm casting my vote for Chris Dillon.
I'm Judge Chris Dillon. Though my father and Dr. Lotz rooted for different teams, I was honored when they recorded that ad for my first campaign nearly a decade ago. Both men were great role models in my life, and I've strived to emulate their example of treating all people equally, no matter what team they rooted for or their politics. When you vote this year, please remember the 5 Court of Appeals races. I will be the only candidate on your ballot seeking re-election, having served longer on the court than the other 9 candidates combined. I have broad bipartisan support, including the endorsements of both Democrat and Republican judges. So no matter your affiliation, this year when you get to the judges, I would again be honored if you would vote to re-elect me, Judge Chris Dillon. Thank you.
So look for the judges and vote Chris Dillon.
Hey parents, are you racking your brain of what to do for your child's next birthday party? Do you need help with after-school care and homework assistance? This is Ashley from the Warrior Zone, Greenville's first ever and only Ninja Warrior training facility. Our authentic Ninja Warrior training facility is the perfect place for birthday parties, team building, youth group nights, and after-school care. Our motto at the Warrior Zone is where community, fun, and fitness collide. What are you waiting for? The Warrior Zone, Old Tar Road next to Planton C, and warriorzone.ninja.
When you don't have time to go to lunch, let Jimmy John's deliver lunch to you. With Jimmy John's, we can get a freaky fresh sandwich to you freaky fast. Click to order at jimmyjohns.com. Dinner's great. It's one of your top 3 favorite meals. You just don't want to have to make it. Well, with Jimmy John's, you don't have to. Whether you live in a sandwich delivery zone or heading to the store, you can always get a freaky fresh sandwich. Click to order at jimmyjohns.com.
There have been many changes in the automotive world. At Phelps Chevrolet, the Phelps boys are here to take care of you. Mike, Daryl, and 4 of Mr. Phelps' grandsons, Wade, West, Allen, and Clay. You see, things at Phelps remain the same. The Phelps team has served Eastern North Carolina for over 50 years. We make your visit easy and fun. We are your neighbors, and that's what neighbors do. Phelps Chevrolet in Greenville. Like Mr. Phelps' great-granddaughter says, come in and get you one.
Do you think you or your employees might have been exposed to COVID-19? ArcPoint Labs of Greenville offers same-day COVID-19 results. No referral needed. Same-day results available. ArcPoint Labs of Greenville offers easy employer solutions to COVID-19 testing. ArcPoint Labs of Greenville is located across from Vidant Hospital on Executive Circle behind Southern Bank. Call for an appointment or walk in. ArcPoint Labs of Greenville, 215-5688 or arcpointlabs.com.
I'm an evangelical Christian, and for 28 years I voted Republican. But Tom Tillis lines up with the special interest. He takes their money, he votes with them.
That's John from Greensboro, and he's right. Tom Tillis has been waist deep in Washington corruption, taking $1 million from the drug and insurance industries, voting their way. Tillis voted to let insurance companies charge seniors higher premiums, to end protections for pre-existing conditions, and Tillis even voted to cut rural hospitals, giving tax breaks to his wealthy donors instead.
Tillis is more interested in lining the pockets of rich fat cats who are contributing to his campaign than he is in taking care of his constituents.
It's so corrupt, his donors are now under federal investigation. Tom Tillis, rural Carolina, is the last thing on his mind.
It's time for a change.
Paid for by SMP, which is responsible for the content of this ad. Senatormajority.com, not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee.
This is Stephen Igoe, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 2 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour is brought to you by University PC Care, your local tech support experts for all your business needs. Let University PC Care take care of it so you can take care of business. Visit universitypccare.com to learn more today. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Domino's of Greenville has 3 locations to take care of you. Take advantage of the week-long carry-out deal of all 3 topping pizzas for only $7.99. Order online today at Domino's.com. Now let's head back in to Pirate Radio Live. Here's your host, Clip Brock.
All right, thank you, Shirley Rhodes. Is Central, okay, I know Central Perks from a TV show. Is it a real place or was it made just for that show? Don't say the show yet. Or do you know?
I don't think it was a real place.
Okay. Igoe, do you know what show Central Perk is from?
No.
Chandler?
Oh, wow.
I mean, it's Friends, right?
Yes,
okay,
it is
good.
Friends.
All right.
I never watched Friends.
Okay.
Oh,
I watched it. It
Great
was
show.
must-see TV Thursday night with Seinfeld, and I would watch Friends. I didn't like it as much as Seinfeld and others, but I watched it.
Friends
it was good.
Friends is still a classic.
It was pretty good.
I'm always late on shows. I've just now, as we speak, I'm watching The Office, and I'm in like season 7.
For the first time?
Yeah, it's the greatest thing I've ever seen. I'm glad
I'm
that
jealous of
I'm
you.
kind of waited so long to watch it because this is my first experience, and it's incredible.
I love, I love experience. I hate it too because you can't. Nobody's watching it at the same time as you. So,
but now I get all the jokes and all the gifs or gifs, whatever they're called.
I have got to be honest with you. I've never seen The Office.
Oh, you gotta watch it.
You'd
Never seen The
You'd
Office.
really like it, Shirley. Chandler, what is wrong? What is happening?
I've never seen. It was just never. I guess it was never one of those types of shows that I would watch. I guess I don't know.
Yeah, I watched.
I mean, my taste in television has changed over the years. So, what I found to be, like back in the early 90s when like Seinfeld and Friends were on, I watched Friends all the time. But
so you have more sophisticated taste now, Shirley?
no, I just they've shifted.
Okay, all right.
I guess you could say.
I was always I typically watch more serious TV shows. Like I'm a big HBO guy. I don't really watch a lot of comedy shows, so that's why I never watched The Office. But no, I definitely recommend it. It's awesome.
Ronnie has not watched The Office.
Apparently, a lot of people have not watched The Office.
And that's fine. It just shocks me that I'm surrounded by people, and Igoe's watching it now, that have never watched The Office.
Well, there's shows that are huge hits. Like I know there's a show called This Is Us. That's a huge hit.
I've never
seen it.
Never seen that.
Yeah.
Never seen it. Grey's Anatomy. I didn't watch that.
No.
I mean, I did watch one season, and I just realized that pretty much every episode requires you to cry, so I just quit watching it.
Mm-hmm.
I can't do that. And then
I got to be in the mood for that.
I mean,
to cry.
Yeah.
I watched ER, but I mean, when that was out,
it was called
No, that was ER.
The show's I never watched that either.
I loved ER. I thought it was great.
You know what I've been doing? I add Ellerby to the list. How has Ellerby never watched The Office? What is wrong with everyone?
Ellerby is The Office.
I feel like I'm in a bizarro world right now.
We need people to start texting in that they have watched The Office just to make sure.
Does anybody watch The Office? Please let us know on Facebook Live or Twitter.
But it's coming off Netflix, I think, very soon. So that's why I watched it too. It's because it's going, I think maybe to whatever the NBC.
Oh, I remember Zach Maskowitz crying about that. I was like, Zach, it's 2 years from now, when they made the announcement. Relax. And he's a big Office head. What was I going to say? Oh, Shirley, you like scary movies, horror movies? To some degree.
To some degree.
I don't usually get into that. I have found myself searching for and finding and watching some scary movies on Hulu and Netflix recently.
Oh.
And I can't find anything that's good.
There's not
that I like.
Well, because horror movies are most horror movies. If you're watching older horror movies, they're just terrible.
Yeah, it's, they're all kind of the same too.
Have you seen Insidious or Sinister? Those are legit scary.
No,
I don't know if they're on Netflix.
Now Sinister 2 is on. I heard that's not as good as 1.
It's not as good as Sinister 1. Sinister 1 was an awesome movie.
See, I'm not so much.
Redbeard has never watched The Office.
I'm not so much a horror movie, but like your psychological thrillers. I do like those.
I feel like I've seen all those. So.
Have you ever seen the movie What Lies Beneath?
Oh yeah, that's a great one.
Stir of absolute.
I don't know if Stir of Echoes is a good movie, but I remember when it came out with Kevin Bacon, and I watched it like a million times. That's a good scary movie. Maybe
that one just absolutely spooked me. And then there was one just for the, I guess you could say, the startle factor. I can't remember the name of the movie, but it had the guy Daniel Radcliffe, who was the guy, the Woman in Black, maybe.
Harry Potter.
That's all I go watches is Harry Potter.
That's not true.
Lady in the Lake or Black.
I did wear my
Lady in Black or something like that. It was like one of his first movies after he got done with the franchise, and I went to go see it, and it was just, it wasn't so much a scary movie, but just there were some places where it would startle you, and I wasn't too fond of those.
I haven't been checking Facebook Live. We got a lot of comments. Jenny says Cujo was the scariest movie. What is the one with the dog? A Stephen King movie.
Misery was scary to me.
Mike says The Office is the greatest show of all time. What is this conversation going on? Thread. Mike says we need to put the Jerry Jones cut and the Mike Houston excitement time cut together. I don't know if we should do that, Shirley.
No. I want me some glory hole.
Excitement time. All right, Mike, that's for you.
Yeah, there you go.
That's just for you.
We live for the for the listeners.
Will says if a player redshirted last year, will they still be a freshman next year? Yes.
So he's saying like a redshirt freshman this year? Yeah.
Yep.
He'll still have 4 years of eligibility remaining. Like Travion Freshwater will still have 4 years left starting next year.
Will asks, staying with the Halloween theme, how scared is Tulsa on a, she say how scary maybe, on a scale from 1 to 10?
Probably like a 3.
How scared? Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Will asked it wrong. How scared is Tulsa of ECU? You answered it correctly, a 3. So if you turn that around, is ECU a 7?
Yeah.
On their 7 or 8 scaredometer. Steve said trade McCaffrey to the Washington football team. Susan says hush your mouth. So we got that going on as well. And Mike says thank you, Shirley. So there you go.
Well, now there is one horror movie that I watched way back when, and for some reason it was meant to be scary. It ended up being more hilarious than scary, and that was Friday the 13th Part 5. If you've ever watched it with Junior.
You ever watched any of those movies?
I think I saw the first one or
Friday
two.
the 13th is Freddy?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And no. That's Nightmare.
Jason.
Yeah, Jason
Nightmare
is
on Elm
Friday.
Street is
Nightmare on Elm Street
Okay.
is Jason.
All right.
I mean, Freddy. But yeah, no, Friday the 13th Part 5. I had a friend who was a Friday the 13th, I guess, connoisseur. He loved those movies, and he made me watch Part 5, even though I hated them. And but Part 5 ended up being one of the funniest things I've ever watched because the catchphrases that are in that movie are hilarious.
If anybody has a good scary movie recommendation, like The Insidious or Sinister or whatever, please let me know. I'm looking for a good one to watch.
I guess it depends on how you define scary. I mean, are you looking for blood and gore? Are you looking for more something that might happen more of a realistic type, like a Paranormal Activity type movie? I mean, it depends on what you're looking for.
More realistic.
Because I found Paranormal Activity quite frightening.
The first one, yeah, I was super terrified.
Yeah.
The first one or two. Those are good.
I'll check that out.
And it was something different, too. So
yeah.
I enjoyed that.
Blair Witch scared the crap out of me, and there was nothing there.
That was scary, yeah, when I watched it. All right, this has been our NFL fantasy football segment.
Who would you
choose your picks wisely?
Freddie
Jason. Yeah, I said the same thing.
Falcons, Panthers tonight. Who you like, Igoe?
Panthers.
I do too. Chandler does too.
I think the Vikings, they tried to rally under Raheem Morris, but last week's losses.
Falcons, you mean?
Is that what I said? What did I say?
Vikings. They stuck too.
The Falcons tried to rally under Raheem Morris, but last week's loss to the Lions is a backbreaker.
We do have a couple of fantasy questions. I guess one really. Steve, Frank Gore, Damian Harris, Carlos Hyde. Yikes.
Steve. Chris Carson is probably going to miss that game. If Carlos Hyde plays, I would lean Carlos Hyde, but Carlos Hyde's banged up too. He might miss the game. If he plays, I'd go Carlos Hyde, especially if Carson doesn't play.
Stay away from the Pats, and Damian Harris is on the injury report with an ankle injury, limited in practice. So you got old, hurt.
But then the Jets are playing the Chiefs, and they ain't going to need to run the ball. They're going to be down 100.
Yeah.
I would go
Carlos Hyde.
I would go Damon Harris over Gore.
Okay.
If he plays.
Abby asked, will Michael Thomas ever come back?
That's a great question. He was supposed to only miss, a week or two originally?
Well, I don't know. Is he hurt? Is he fighting teammates and coaches? What's his deal right now? He has really kind of soured his reputation here these last few weeks, Igoe. I mean, I never knew he was like a malcontent or anything.
No, me neither. I mean, it's the Saints offense outside of Michael Thomas and Alvin Kamara is just super tough to play any fantasy people with.
You don't like Taysom Hill doing that stuff?
No, and I picked up our boy Traquan Smith last week in both leagues because Sanders was out and Michael Thomas, and he had 3 catches. And some guy named Deontay something, number 11, made a bunch of catches.
I remember rookie. 2 years ago, was it, when Drew Brees broke a record on Monday Night Football against the Redskins, and he was throwing to guys I had no idea who they were. Somehow they always have fill-ins that are just randos that Brees will hook up with at all times. All right, we're going to do a quarterback fill-in, Igoe, and I'm going to do it live on the air.
Okay.
I hope all these guys are still available because that would
probably
suck.
Should have done this decision during the waiver wire period, right?
No, I didn't want to use a waiver spot on one of these crappy quarterbacks.
You have to use a waiver spot?
Like if you use, in our league, you
have a limited.
You have a waiver order, and if you use it, you go to the back of the line type of thing. Yeah. So, anyway. All right, so Calamari is not playing this week, so I need to add a quarterback. So you had the same issue.
I've already made my quarterback decision, but I'll let you go through all the names.
Have you picked up one of these guys on this list? Yes. Okay. The quarterback's available. Jimmy G at Seattle. Derek Carr at Cleveland. Joe Burrow versus Tennessee. Baker Mayfield versus Las Vegas. Philip Rivers at Detroit. Kirk Cousins at Green Bay. There's also Locktober.
Definitely not.
Locktober is available.
As much as I love Locktober, I'm not trusting Drew Lock right now.
Those are the names, Igoe. You said you have picked up one of these guys to play for Kyler Murray. Who did you pick up?
I picked up Joe Burrow. I think the Bengals offense is starting to find it. Also, Tennessee's defense really isn't that good. You look at the last number of games. They gave up 27 to the Steelers, 36 to the Texans, 30 to the Vikings, 30 to the Jaguars. The only good games they played were the Bills on that weird game and the Broncos, who offensively are not good. So I'm going Burrow.
Steven, not only have I added him, he's in my starting lineup. Joe Burrow is the pick.
The only other one I thought about was Baker.
Yeah.
I think the Raiders' D is not that great, so I could see him having a good game. And Kirk Cousins is interesting, but he's...
We were talking about the Vikings. You got both Vikings receivers.
Jefferson and Thielen.
It's like, wow, that's awesome. Those are great. The Vikings stink.
They're awful. I could see them losing that game 30-7.
I guess that goes to show wide receivers are not that important, I guess, in football.
Why do the Vikings stink? I feel like they should be a lot better than they are.
They lost a lot on their defense, right? With Linville and Griffin and a lot of those guys. I don't know. Mike Zimmer, though, probably out pretty soon.
On the hot seat.
I made a trade last night.
I made a trade 2 nights ago.
Let's talk about them.
Let's do it.
I am trying to win this year.
I'm trying to win in 5 years.
Okay, so we're kind of on the opposite ends here. I traded Justin Jefferson, who's great, and who my trade partner can keep in the future, for a 1 year, half a year rental in Joe Mixon. I'm decimated at running back. I'm stacked at receiver. So in win now mode, I'm trying to get an impact running back, and I'm willing to part with Jefferson doing that. What was your trade?
Well, first off, I want to commentate on your trade. I think it's a good move.
Thank you.
If you're trying to win now. I mean, definitely, I think you rattled off your receivers earlier off the air, and you have really no room to play Jefferson right now.
So. Like, literally this week he was going to be on the bench. I got Ridley, Boyd, Galladay, Juju. Also have Jamison Crowder, so I'm good there. My running backs, starting this week, I have Le'Veon Bell, Jamal Williams. On the bench, I have Chris Carson because he's hurt. Hasty from the 49ers. Benny Snell. Oh, I have the reason I'm in this mess, Chubb and Saquon are hurt. So
you have good running backs.
Yeah,
they're just hurt.
Yeah.
My running backs in my dynasty league are absolutely horrific, and my receivers are good. I guess it's just hard to find good running backs.
Yeah.
But I have a surplus of receivers, so I traded Keenan Allen, who I do really like, and I think he's going to be good with Herbert, but I traded him for Chris Carson.
Yeah.
And Carson, his contract is up at the end of this year, so that's the only thing that worries me, because I think he's a good fit in Seattle. But I could also see him getting paid big bucks and going somewhere as a number one, because I don't think Seattle wants to pay him. They also have Rashad Penny coming back, so I'm interested to see where he lands this offseason.
Interesting.
It's more of a future move because my team is bad this year. I have Cortland Sutton. I've got who's out for the year. I've got T. Higgins, Chris Godwin, a bunch of other receivers.
So you're looking pretty good for the future.
Yeah, we got Kyler Murray. I need Drew Lock to pan out because Cam Newton is not.
Yeah, he could be done so. All right, let's take a timeout. We'll come back. We'll make some picks, including Tulsa -17 against East Carolina. What side does Igoe on? Talk about that and more when we return. Hour 2, Pirate Radio Live. We're back with you after this.
Banking is banking until service is not the same. This is Eric Clark from Select Bank and Trust, and this year has been unusual, but we have continued to focus on what has always been important to us, our customers. When businesses needed access to the Paycheck Protection Program, our team of local bankers worked around the clock to successfully keep our customers open and their employees working. Wouldn't you like to deal with a bank that is responsive to your needs, can make local decisions, and cares about you, the customer? We are Select Bank and Trust. Bank local, bank select.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Get your ice cold Bud Light Seltzer here. Even though you can't go to the game, doesn't mean the game can't be brought to you now here. Just go to budlight.com/delivery. That's budlight.com/delivery.
Give me 2 mangoes.
Coming at you. It's a little short. Ow. Sorry. You know what? I'm just going to walk them over to you.
Whenever there's a game to watch, there's a Bud Light there. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch, Bud Light Beer, and Bud Light Seltzer, IRC Beer in Texas, St. Louis, Missouri.
UBE and PirateWear.com are proud to offer the Pirate Nation its largest inventory ever. Brand new Adidas is arriving daily, along with Under Armour, Columbia, and Russell Athletic. UBE is loaded with cargo, and new items are being added daily to PirateWear.com. Be sure to check out our children's store, The Crow's Nest, for all of your young pirates. UBE and PirateWear.com, an ECU tradition for 50 years. Go Pirates!
You know texting while driving is dangerous. That's not new information. Yet most people admit to doing it anyway. Drivers are 23 times more likely to be involved in a car accident while texting. Know the facts and wait to text. The danger is real and it applies to you. Auto Owners Insurance. The no problem people. Information provided by Virginia Tech Transportation Institute.
This is Norm Bryant with Town Insurance in Greenville. Call me today at 756-8300. Go Pirates.
Decisions say a lot about character, like the time Liberal State House candidate Brian Farkas campaigned against funding for the ECU School of Medicine. It's true. Farkas colluded with Raleigh politicians to block critical funding for the ECU Brody School of Medicine, all at a time when we desperately need better health care. And in return, Farkas received huge campaign donations from some of Raleigh's biggest power players. Because when it comes to priorities, Brian Farkas will put his political career ahead of Eastern North Carolina every time. Representative Perrin Jones, on the other hand, has served our community for over 20 years as a doctor. Perrin Jones has a plan to improve health care, increase teacher pay, and get our economy moving again. Vote Dr. Perrin Jones for State House.
Paid for by supporters of Perrin Jones. Authorized by Perrin Jones, candidate for North Carolina House.
This is Sam Jones inviting you to join us for lunch, dinner, or takeout at Sam Jones Barbecue. At Sam Jones, you'll find our smokehouse pumping out fresh food cooked over wood every single day. That's our Eastern North Carolina whole hog barbecue, slow-cooked chicken, smoked turkey, and spare ribs. There are no freezers here. Everything, and we mean everything, is made fresh daily, including our sides, sweets, and sauces. Come on over and see us at Sam Jones Barbecue, and I'll bet you'll be able to taste the difference in just one bite. Sam Jones Barbecue, Fire Tower Road.
If you are push mowing your yard using an inefficient lawn tractor or your current zero-turn spends more time in the shop than mowing your grass, it's time you look at a Hustler zero-turn lawnmower. Residential mowers from Hustler are built like tanks and drive like sports cars. All Hustler mowers have fabricated, welded steel decks. Don't settle on cheap units with flimsy stamped decks from big box stores. Come see Ron Ayers Motorsports. It will guide you to the right mower for your property and your budget. Find us at Ron Ayers Motorsports, Highway 11, north of the airport in Greenville.
Hey everybody, this is David Glenn, and you're listening to my favorite station in Eastern North Carolina, Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 2 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour is brought to you by University PC Care, your local tech support experts for all your business needs. Let University PC Care take care of it so you can take care of business. Visit universitypccare.com to learn more today. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. With approximately 100 locations throughout the Carolinas, First National Bank is helping both individuals and businesses redefine convenience in banking. Visit us today at fnb-online.com. First National Bank, member FDIC. Now let's head back in to Pirate Radio Live. Here's your host, Clip Brock.
All right, 10 or so more minutes to go here in hour number 2 with Steve and Igoe before we move ahead to hour 3, and we will talk to Troy D, Bryce Williams, touchdown, Tony Collins. We will talk ECU Tulsa, NFL, and more with those guys coming up later on in the show. Also, we'll open up the Pirate Radio booty bag here on a Thursday and give you something out of that booty bag. All right, we'll get to the picks, Igoe. Last week, by the way, guest picker Troy D went 3-2 last week, beating both you and I. I was 2-3, you were 2-3 against the spread. On the year, is that right? I'm 22-18. You're 21-19. I guess that's right.
It sounds wrong, but we'll take it.
No, yeah. Last week I was 1 game up, and I'm still 1 game up.
Okay.
And Troy is guest picker
Troy is
D
making a late entry.
3-2 is boring, Troy. This is not why we have you on to make picks.
He claims that he's doing reverse psychology picks, though, and it's working.
I'm sorry I let you down.
I don't know which way to look at this.
I'll try and work harder to be worse next time.
Well, I need you at least 1 better or like 4 worse.
Yeah, nobody wants average.
Yeah. So are you joining us for these picks here?
I figured let's keep it going.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And I've done no research on these games.
You don't even know what the games are. How could you do research when you don't know what I'm going to ask you?
That's a good point.
So you are really going on the fly here.
Yeah.
At least
Which is my recipe for really getting it right or
success,
wrong either way.
Stevens at least had 45 minutes to look at the paper. I don't know if he has.
I have made 0 picks over that time.
Troy, there is 1 game you've researched.
ECU.
And that would be Tulsa versus East Carolina. Tulsa is a 17-point favorite. Get your phones off.
Like Siri went off when I said ECU. That's weird. Is that weird?
That is weird.
She recognizes ECU.
It's like programs. All right, sorry about that.
I know you're not on the radio a lot.
No, so. I know. And I have the ringer thing off.
It's like that commercial.
Yeah, I know. I feel like
your dad.
Yeah, I know.
My phone doesn't have an off button.
No, it hasn't. Did he ask you for help?
Don't say anything. Don't say anything.
It's blue air. I love that ad.
All right, Tulsa, a 17-point favorite against ECU. We'll have our official picks on the press box coming up Friday at 4:00.
I'm excited about that. This will be our first press box in studio since the start of the pandemic. This is our pandemic press box. We'll all be in person.
Since that day where Brian Bailey was in Greensboro and called in to say the ACC tournament was not going to be played.
That was wild. We'll do some on. We've done some on Zoom, obviously, but this will be our first time in studio. Looking forward to that.
All right.
So the ECU. Let me start off. Unfortunately, ECU does not cover.
All right, you're going with Tulsa.
I'm going with Tulsa, and I think I don't think it'll be much more than what the spread is. What do you have the spread at? By the
17.
way, yeah, I think Tulsa wins by at least 20-21.
I've got Tulsa by 20. 44-24, so give me the Golden Hurricanes. Steven.
I've been going back and forth on this one all day. I'm going to go 38-23 Tulsa, so I'll give ECU the cover.
All right. Pirates cover against the Golden Hurricane. All right, Cincinnati is at home against Memphis. I don't know why. I mean, Cincinnati looked really good last week. I expected. What do you think the number? Well, I mean,
not knowing Cincinnati at home against Memphis.
I mean, two good teams.
I'd put Cincinnati 8-point favorite.
I thought it would be a little higher than 6.5.
Yeah.
So, but does that mean they're begging us to take Cincinnati?
They are.
So, like, I don't know how you would do this, Troy. You're already reversing. Now you're trying to reverse a reverse.
The trick worked. I'll take Cincinnati.
All right. So you're double. Okay.
Yeah.
Double reverse.
Cincinnati give up the points.
Cincinnati minus 6.5.
Yeah.
I mean, I love Cincinnati. I watched them last week, and they were great. I'm taking them again. I know I'm getting trapped into this.
7.5 might have been too much. 6.5, they're baiting you to take it.
Last year, Memphis beat Cincinnati back-to-back games, the season finale, and then the conference championship.
Oh, yeah, good point.
But Memphis has lost a lot. Cincinnati has a lot back. You know what? I think it's going to be a 3-point game either way. I'm going to go with Memphis covers.
All right. SMU is a 12.5-point favorite at home against Navy. The Mustangs coming off a loss. Navy coming off a home loss to Houston. These Navy games are always tough to pick.
Yeah, they really are.
Because you could see both sides, right? You could see SMU putting up a ton of points, Navy not keeping up. You could see Navy taking the air out of the ball and it being like 14-13 in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You're totally right. And that's why I'm going to take SMU.
Okay. Going with the home team.
I'm just going to go, gut feeling it. Navy has another kind of flat game.
Navy has bounced back strong this year.
After losses.
After losses. But I watched most of that Houston game last week, and Navy just doesn't look good this year, so I'm going SMU.
All right. I'm gonna go with the bounce back here and say Navy loses by 10 or so. Give me the midshipmen. All right, UCF is a 3-point road favorite at Houston. This is kind of the is Houston for real game.
And it is UCF fading game.
Yeah. So Houston's 2-1. Their loss coming to BYU. They're 2-0 in league play. UCF already has 2 league losses.
Yeah.
Memphis and Tulsa.
Yeah, and I really thought UCF would run the table earlier this year. This is a tough one right here. This may be the toughest pick of the week.
Yeah. I think
this is a coin flip.
I'm going UCF. I don't think Houston's quite to the level where they go out and win this game.
I tend to agree. I'll take UCF.
I was leaning towards UCF, and hearing you guys reason like that makes me want to go UCF.
Oh, I didn't know what you were going to go there.
So you confirmed my gut feeling.
You're very Kerry Wood in the way you throw a lot of curveballs, Troy. Yeah. And I thought another one.
I thought he was definitely going against us.
I did too. So maybe that was a curveball. And finally, I like to throw in a big spread every now and then, and couldn't find another really fun game to do.
Clip loves a big spread.
Hey, look, if there's one thing you know about me, Alabama is a 31-point favorite at home against your guy,
Troy.
No.
Oh.
Mike Leach.
Oh.
And Mississippi State.
Yeah, that's right. They're not playing non-conference games.
Yeah.
Has Mississippi State won since the opener?
No.
Man, they came out hot. And they
a little too hot.
Yeah. They're really falling off. That's a lot of points, though, guys.
That's a ton of points.
I'm going to go against the grain and take the point. I'm going to go with just a pure point play here that Mike Leach will not get blown out that bad. I'm just going to take the 31 points. I don't think they'll win. But God knows, I think he could keep it within 30.
By the way, last week
30?
We all went Clemson minus 46. That was like a 7-point game in the third quarter.
I know that was
obviously.
another I'm daring you to take the points, and I didn't. So I'm going to take the points this week.
I had to look it up. Not only has Mississippi State not won, but they have scored 14, 2, and 14. So it's like, how many is Bama going to score in this game?
At least 40.
Yeah.
All right, so if it's 40-14,
they would cover.
Yeah.
But I think it's going to be 40-7, so I'm going Alabama. I always say Alabama with big spreads, and usually it works in my favor.
So Mike Leach beat LSU.
He did.
What if he only had a few games circled this year, like LSU, Alabama, Georgia?
This game means something.
And they're not preparing for any other opponent.
This is the Super Bowl this year, if you think about it.
And they're going to lose that Super Bowl by 28. So give me Mississippi State.
If he beats Alabama, it doesn't matter what happens the rest of the year for this guy.
True. I'll take the points there.
No,
Troy,
I like it, Clip.
You're going there?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I already said.
Oh, yeah, you did.
That.
And Igoe, you're going Bama.
I'm going Bama. I honestly don't think it's even close.
All right, the picks are in. I tell you what, Troy, we'll hear some Mike Houston cuts coming up in hour 5.
Yeah,
hour 3 at 5 o'clock.
Yeah, hour 5. Wow.
But one thing, so you got nervous. No, were you worried, nervous, or concerned? I can't remember now.
Earlier this week on Monday,
yeah,
I started concerned. It
elevated
turned into nervous, and then it blew into a full blown worry
because of Mike Houston,
his own comment,
talking about how good Tulsa was,
how great they are, toughest team we faced all year. They got everybody coming back. They're old. They're really good.
All right,
all 3 phases. I mean, he had me freaked out Monday.
Now, will Philip Montgomery and his words about ECU make you feel better about the Pirates?
Well, if he says the ECU's the best team they play all season, you get $100.
That is
if
true.
I remember correctly.
That's true.
Please tell me he didn't say this.
He did not say that. But he did say this, Shirley. Philip Montgomery gave his thoughts on the Pirates.
Now we've got an extremely tough test again in front of us, kind of on a short week. It at least feels that way. With East Carolina coming in, Coach Houston, I've got a ton of respect for him and what he does. I think they do a fantastic job. You can see them growing every week. Their quarterback is dangerous. He keeps plays alive. He keeps you honest. He can make a ton of different throws. I think he's just one of those gritty players that just loves the game. You can tell how much he does. He's fighting tooth and nail all the way through it. Got a lot of good weapons to throw to. They're doing a good job running the football. Defensively, a ton of blitz, a lot of different fronts. They're keeping you guessing all the time. So we really got to get locked in this week and get a good plan together and get our guys to play at the level that we know that we need to play at. It's great to finally get to be at home. I think I saw a deal last night on the radio with Bruce. I think it's been 341 days since we've played a home game, which is crazy when you think about it. We're extremely excited about getting the opportunity to play in our home stadium and kind of feel what that's going to be like, because we just haven't experienced it in so long.
All right. Troy, he had a lot of good things to say about ECU.
Makes some good points.
He likes the quarterback, likes the coach.
As I mentioned, too, Holden's kind of coming into this game a little fresh. He's been off a couple weeks. He is mobile. He's hungry. He's ready to take the reins again. He's kind of the X factor in this game. And if the receivers can catch the ball, Stephen, that's obviously help. But after listening to Coach Montgomery, I'm starting to feel a little bit better about East Carolina here. Maybe covering.
Do we have a few more Philip Montgomery cuts so we can play?
It has lifted my spirits a little bit.
It's like a dueling banjos. Houston talks about how good they are. Montgomery talks about how good we are.
Yeah,
I think Mike Houston should say every week, this is the best team we'll face all year. He said that about UCF.
Exactly. That's what I was trying to tell Troy.
He didn't say that about Georgia State.
He did not.
And he didn't say it about South Florida.
Yeah,
he did not. And for good reason. So there you go. So you do feel a little better.
A little bit.
All right.
Yeah.
Good.
How do you feel, Stephen?
I don't feel great about this game. I am nervous. I think it's a bad matchup in the trenches with their experience and size. I mean, they are just huge. Yeah. I watched a lot of the Oklahoma State game, and they shut Chuba Hubbard, the Oklahoma State's running back, a Heisman candidate, and they really shut him down. And I think it's going to be tough, man. But, if they can have some early success, maybe Tulsa, Tulsa is not used to this type of success and really being favored this much. Maybe they're getting patted on the back a little bit and, come out maybe not taking ECU seriously after beating them last year. And I too think that last year's game, looking back at it, I think it had a lot to do with the defensive coordinator change being made, and because they just got absolutely demolished that game. Gave up nearly 700 yards, were outgained by 300 yards. I think similar to South Florida and Navy, this will be a game that ECU has circled as a revenge game.
Revenge game
2020. And maybe they won't win, but I expect ECU to fight a lot better.
All right, Igoe, thanks for hanging out. We will see you once again on Friday.
Quick question for Igoe before he goes. What's our record with ECU games when the Pirates kick off and it's below 50 degrees?
Not good.
Because because Ellerby's like, well, what is a? I said, I haven't done it, but my feeling. I said, if there's one guy that would know that stat, it would be Igoe.
I'm kind of disappointed he doesn't know.
I don't know if Tom keeps those numbers over at ECU football, but it's
all right. I'm trying to get the kickoff.
Well, speaking of making Troy feel better, coming up, we'll play Mike Houston's comments
about that
on the weather,
and he's not too concerned about it.
It's going to be a low of looks like in the low 40s coming up tomorrow in Tulsa.
Weatherman Mike Houston said 47 degrees at kickoff.
Yeah.
So
just below 50.
And if I can ever get out of this segment and get to the next hour, we'll hear that, Troy D.
All right. Sounds good.
All right.
He's used, he's played JMU's a little chilly up there. So he's used to colder weather.
Up there? It's like...
Well, it's kind of like,
way up north in Virginia?
Yeah, it's towards the mountains in Virginia.
Geography lesson. It is
Harrisburg?
Harrisonburg.
Isn't it kind of in the mountains up there?
It is cold.
Yeah.
All right, I'm just going to...
Greenville.
All right. We'll see you next hour.
Cut y'all's mics off.
You can't stop it.
Shirley, let's take a time out.
This is not the debate.
Troy and Steven will continue to talk geography and weather as I throw it to a commercial.
We'll be back.
We're back with you after this.
Hey y'all, it's Lisa with Halloween Express, Greenville's Halloween superstore for 22 years. It's been a crazy year, but Halloween is not canceled. We have everything you need to make this Halloween one to remember. And did someone say mask? Yeah, we have the largest selection of masks in Greenville, plus every other costume you can think of. Come visit our new location in the Target Shopping Center in Greenville. Halloween Express, what are you going to be?
Hello, Pirate Nation. This is Representative John Bell, the Majority Leader of the North Carolina House, and it has been an honor serving the people of Eastern North Carolina the last 8 years. I've had the privilege of working with your local representatives, Dr. Perrin Jones and Chris Humphrey, as they delivered hundreds of millions of dollars in COVID relief funding to our small businesses, healthcare providers, and families right here in Pitt County. Unfortunately, their opponents are funded by radical liberal out-of-state donors that want to destroy our agriculture heritage, defund the police, and silence your voice by buying this election. This is not North Carolina. We cannot and will not let this happen. Dr. Perrin Jones and Chris Humphrey are focused on solutions, not revolutions. They will make sure your voice is heard and represent our Eastern North Carolina values. So Pirate Nation, the choice is clear. On November 3rd, please support and vote for Dr. Perrin Jones and Chris Humphrey for the North Carolina House. Strong voices for Eastern North Carolina. Paid for by the John Bell Committee.
This is Brandon Tate with Firstborn Food Distribution, and coming up on Saturday, November 21st, we're going to feed 5,000 people. We need two things. One, we need you to help volunteer and help deliver this food. Two, we need your money. It costs over $16,000 to do this, and we need you to step up to the plate with your wallets and your time. To donate or volunteer, please visit pr927fm.com and click on our ad. Firstborn Food Distribution. Come feed your neighbors.
Weekdays are a great time to visit North Carolina State Parks. The best time to learn about nature is to be able to look, listen, and feel its natural beauty. A visit to the North Carolina State Parks is perfect for homeschoolers, scout groups, and teachers looking for a fun field trip during the week. You'll be amazed at all the natural wildlife you'll see when you experience the beauty of each North Carolina State Park. Visit ncparks.gov to get all the information on the closest park near you.
Looking for your next career opportunity? How about some extra cash to help pay for school? Your locally owned and operated Dixon Foods McDonald's is hiring, and they would love to have you as part of the McFamily. They offer flexible hours, competitive pay, and financial support to pursue your education through McDonald's Archways to Opportunity program. Come join the family at McDonald's. Don't let this financial opportunity pass you by. Please visit DixonFoods.com to apply.
Summertime is here with hot temperatures, thunderstorms, and hurricanes. It's easy to recognize pests invading your home, but a lot of people forget about moisture destroying your home's crawl space. Pest Tech is celebrating its 20th year protecting your homes using dehumidifiers, professional-grade liners, and most importantly, our licensed and highly trained technicians. Visit PestTechOfGreenville.com for a free estimate on moisture control and the other silent destroyer, termites. Trust your home to the best. Pest Tech of Greenville, your East Coast exterminating professionals.
Temperatures are in the low 30s at 10 a.m., increasing sharply to 75 degrees by 1 p.m., and then dropping into the teens by 10 p.m. So before you go to work, put on some gloves, pack some shorts, and a parka. That should cover you for the day.
Your heating and cooling is taking a beating. Guarantee your family's comfort all fall and winter with a new Train system. It's hard to stop a train. For a limited time, get a new Train system with 0% financing for 60 months. Go to DelcorInc.com for more information. Delcor, the service professionals. See your independent Train dealer for details. Call 1-888-534-6898 for details.
This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, 1250 and 92.7 FM Greenville, WDLX Washington, 930 and 104.1 FM Washington. You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by Bud Light, reminding Pirate fans to stay in the game and drink responsibly. Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back, UBE. It has been an ECU tradition for over 50 years, and you can shop online anytime at pirateware.com. UBE has the biggest and best selection of ECU sportswear and accessories for Pirates of all ages. Every day is game day at UBE. Now let's head back into Pirate Radio Live. Here's your host, Clip Brock.
Packed house here in hour number 3 of Pirate Radio Live. Troy D to my left. Touchdown, Tony Collins. In the house. At the head of the table, and at the other head, Bryce Williams, who is joining us, former ECU tight end. What's up, Bryce?
Hey, how y'all doing? It's like we're putting the band back together, Clip. This is like old times right here. Got a mouth on every mic.
I like
Got
it.
2 athletes, 2 broadcast professionals. I'll let you pick who the athletes are and who the broadcast
It's the dream team, Tony.
Yeah.
This is it right here. This is what the people want.
Lead vocalist, Tony.
Tony's got good pipes. We know that. All right, we got a lot of Pirate football to talk about. If we have time, we'll talk about Tony's Patriots. As Tony Collins would say,
Still not too late to jump on the Bears bandwagon. Still plenty of room there. Choo-choo.
Y'all lost too, didn't you?
Yeah, it was bound to happen.
Washington won.
Yeah.
Can't relate to you losers.
They beat the Cowboys.
How about them Cowboys? All right, we got a lot of Pirates to talk about too. Troy D, you got a Halloween story?
I do. Well, it's Halloween Eve, if you think about it.
Eve.
Yeah.
Eve.
Yeah. Well, tomorrow will be Halloween Eve.
Mm-hmm.
So this is Halloween Eve.
All right. Why not tomorrow's not Halloween?
Talking to the mic, Tony.
I thought tomorrow was Halloween.
Halloween is Saturday.
Oh, it is?
The 31st.
Yeah.
31st.
Oh, I thought tomorrow
Yeah, they
was
changed it this year to the 31st. Something new.
Got my candy out already.
Why didn't nobody show up? Nobody's trick-or-treating this year.
Yeah, I got a cool Halloween story that ties into one of our favorite topics, Clip, Major League Eating, MLE.
Oh, okay.
They are doing a major Halloween competitive eating event.
Interesting.
And I will give you all the details.
I was about to say, what are they eating? But I guess
wait till I tell you. This is incredible.
All right.
And then I want to take a poll of what you guys would do if we were going to have a local Pirate Radio Halloween candy competitive eating event. So be thinking about that during the break.
Big hour 3 on tap. Also a giveaway. We'll open up the booty bag later on this hour. We'll take a timeout. Come back. Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live on the way after this.
The Rick House is Eastern North Carolina's premier American-styled restaurant and bar. Join us at the Rick House for mouth-watering steaks and the best burgers around. Check out the spicy mahi risotto or the bourbon pecan salmon. Wednesday night is date night. 2 salads, an appetizer, a bottle of wine, 2 entrees, and a dessert for just $55. Thursday is ladies' night with $5 martinis and special apps. The Rick House, American Provisions and Spirits, 710 Red Banks Road beside the bowling alley in Greenville. The Rick House.
In studio today with Dr. Shondell Jones from Kinetic Physical Therapy. How can you help people with back pain?
Well, most people are going to have back pain at some point during their life, but you don't have to live with it. A bad MRI or a bad x-ray does not mean you're destined to always have pain. We have specialists that are well trained to find out what the true problem is and the true source of your pain so they can get you on track to feeling better. So don't suffer with back pain. Our nationally board certified specialists are here to help you. To learn more, visit us at kptonline.com. We can help you live well, move more, and hurt less.
Let's turn a trip to the branch into a tap on your phone. Let's hit pause on a lost debit card without hitting pause on life. That's how First National Bank is redefining convenience with a top-rated mobile app that puts more security and control at your fingertips and friendly people to help you succeed right by your side. Let's get started at fnb-online.com or your local First National Bank. FNB member FDIC.
Ahoy, mateys! To keep those cars clean, you need the Pirates Cove Fast Pass.
The new Pirates Cove Car Wash and Haviland Express Lube on Glen Burnie Road in New Bern is now open. Pirates Cove in New Bern is offering Fast Passes for $9.99 for new Fast Pass customers. You can visit us in Greenville on Fire Tower Road, Memorial Drive, and on East 10th Street, and get a Fast Pass for only $9.99 at the new location on Glen Burnie Road in New Bern.
So we have you surrounded. Pirates Cove, the official car wash partner of ECU Athletics.
White Claw Hard Seltzer. Discover a new wave of refreshment. Crafted using seltzer water, 5% alcohol, and a hint of fruit. Available in 5 fruit flavors, 2 grams of carbs, gluten-free, and 100 calories. Find it at whiteclaw.com. White Claw Hard Seltzer. Nothing tastes quite like it. Please drink responsibly. Hard seltzer with natural flavors. White Claw Seltzer Works, 2019 Chicago. Visit whiteclaw.com for full nutritional information. Get your sports weekend started at Familia. Every Thursday, Familia has $2 drafts all day. Stop by with your friends and family for some New York-style pizza and have an ice-cold $2 draft. Sunday brunch is the best for food and family. Come and enjoy favorites like shrimp and grits, made-to-order omelets, French toast, and drink specials like $3 mimosas, beer mimosas, or $5 Bloody Marys. Familia, Fire Tower Road near Pitt Community College, and FamiliaNC.com.
Hey Pirate Nation, this is proud ECU graduate and former baseball player Brandon Manning inviting you to join my team at Farm Bureau Insurance. Right now, during hurricane season, is a good time to review your coverage with a local trusted agent like me. I will make myself available before or after business hours, and my clients always have my cell phone number if they need anything. From home, auto, or life, give me a call today and let's talk about your insurance coverage and about the Pirates. Call 531-1812 and go Pirates!
It's bow time.
The barbecue sandwich from Bojangles is back. Wait, Bojangles has barbecue?
Yeah, keep going.
Well, okay then. We're talking tender pulled pork with a tangy Carolina vinegar kick. Unforgettably topped with our country coleslaw, all on perfectly toasted buns. So if you're like me and missed it last time, get your hands on a barbecue sandwich combo pronto.
It's bow time.
Pirate Radio, Pirate Radio.
Pirate.
Pirate Radio. Pirate Radio.
You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by Bud Light, reminding Pirate fans to stay in the game and drink responsibly. Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. If you're in the market for quality used vehicles, then the Auto Store Group is for you. The Auto Store Group has 3 locations and over 150 quality used vehicles to choose from for all budgets. Shop their entire inventory today at theautostoregroup.com. The Auto Store Group, your hometown store and Pirate owned and operated for over 38 years. Taking a look at your stock market report for today. Stock market had a pretty good day. The Dow was up 139 points at 26,659. The NASDAQ is ahead 180 at 11,185. And the S&P is up 39 at 3,310. That's your Wells Fargo Advisors Financial Report. For a personal look into investing, call Wells Fargo Advisors today at 756-6900 in Greenville. Wells Fargo Advisors LLC, member SIPC. Now let's head back into Pirate Radio Live. Here's your host, Clip Brock.
All right, thank you, Shirley Rhodes. This will be our final hour of Pirate Radio Live this week. Coming up on Friday at 3 o'clock, we'll have our Pirate Radio Rewind. At 4 o'clock, a special 30-minute edition of the Press Box with Troy D., Brian Bailey, Billy Weaver, Brian Meador, and myself. And at 4:30, a look back at ECU's Conference USA Championship win against Tulsa. We'll talk to one of the heroes of that game, Spida, Travis Simmons, who had a pick 6 in that game, will join us and relive some of those memories. And then at 5, we'll kick off the Bud Light pregame tailgate. So, for this final hour of Pirate Radio Live this week. We got a packed house, Troy D.
Man, we're flanked by one of my favorite tight ends to the right, Bryce Williams, one of my favorite all-time running backs, Tony Collins. We're in the center hit clip. Our quarterback, what would that make me?
A guard. Center.
I was going to say team owner.
Oh, they were going position.
Yeah, but if I was a position, what would you put me at?
I guess if you're next to the
you'd
center.
be better suited in the skybox,
in the owner's box,
and not the field of play. That's a good call.
I was thinking more like the punter or holder.
We'll give you at least the.
Yeah, I've always had a strong leg.
Yeah,
so thank you.
Yeah. Great punt. One of the best punters of our generation, Troy D.
Yeah.
No doubt. Absolutely. All right. We got a lot of Mike Houston comments to get to, Troy, but
well, it's
Halloween Eve.
Yes, it is. So this I don't bring you anything just to talk Halloween clip. I only bring you the best. And when the commissioner of one of the biggest sports conferences in the country contacts me directly, I feel that it's pretty important. Rich Shea.
Wow. So this is like Roger Goodell sending me NFL notes
Correct.
to talk
This
about.
would be like Roger Goodell contacting you specifically about an NFL event. I just want people to understand this is that level. And I'm just fortunate that I have a relationship with Rich Shea, who is the president, CEO, and commissioner of the MLE, which is Major League Eating, which is the world's largest sanctioning body of all competitive eating events on this planet. I mean, this is probably one of the biggest people I know, Clip. So anyway, he sent me this directly until we talked about it. They are doing...
I think he was wanting more from you, Clip.
Yeah,
I was.
No, that's fine. You didn't take the bait.
Troy, you have celebrity friends. What do you want me to say?
They are holding the DraftKings Major League Eating. They've announced a series of holiday eating contests in Las Vegas. They're calling it the Halloween Candy Steeplechase, taking place this Saturday. Here's the deal. The lineup includes the number. This is Michael Jordan at his prime, LeBron James at his prime, Tiger Woods at his prime, Joey Chestnut. That's how good this guy is.
Yeah.
He is the number one ranked eater in the world. He will be there. He's a 12-time winner. He is the Ric Flair of competitive eating.
Friend of Troy D. He's been on the show a lot of times.
True. Thank you, Cliff.
I can't believe you didn't mention that to start.
12-time winner of the Nathan's famous 4th of July hot dog eating contest. Matt Stoney's going to be there. He's a former winner of the Nathan's famous hot dog eating competition, former world champion. And how about this? A peep eating record holder.
How many peeps?
What's up, peeps?
Great question. 255 peeps in 5 minutes this guy has done.
Are those the marshmallows?
Yeah, during Halloween they come out. They look like little rabbits, the marshmallows.
200 Easter.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Easter.
Halloween rabbits.
Yeah. Maybe they have Halloween pumpkins.
There's
You're
zombie
right.
rabbit.
Easter is what I'm thinking. I get those two holidays mixed up. They have a lot in common.
Yeah.
It's candy.
There we go.
All right, so 255 peeps. Can you imagine that?
I don't even like one.
How does he
peep.
feel after these? That's what I
unbelievable.
wanna know.
Miki Sudoku is the number one female ranked eater in the world. They've got Jeff Asper coming. He's the number 2 ranked eater in the world, who's known for his achievements in pizza and taco disciplines. They've got Darren Breeden coming in. He's the number 3 ranked eater in the world. How about this? 500. Guess how many oysters this guy ate in 8 minutes?
Oh gosh.
Were
they already
you're an oyster
shucked?
guy? Yes.
I was there shucked.
Yeah, he's got to eat the oysters. Though.
5 minutes. I'm going 3-7. No. He's 5:38.
538? Nope. 528.
Wow.
500.
That was a hell of a guess.
28 oysters. Did you look at this ahead of time?
Well, you did say 500. How many do you think he ate? You started with the 5.
Yeah.
You kind of gave it away a little
528 oysters.
great.
528 oysters. I couldn't eat that in a lifetime.
bit. Nah.
Golly.
In 8 minutes. Then they've got Nicky Wen coming in, number 6 ranked eater in the world. He downed 11 pounds of strawberry shortcake in 8 minutes.
Son of a gun.
So that's the setup. That's who's coming in. Now, you might ask yourself, well, what is the Halloween steeplechase put on by Major League Eating? You're probably wondering, right?
I am.
It's got a tie into candy, right? Here's the deal. The format will consist of 6 different Halloween favorite candies, and the competitors must finish 1 pound of each featured candy before proceeding to the next featured candy. So the first competitor to finish all units of candy, or the competitor that eats the most candy within 6 minutes, wins the event. So basically, you have about a minute to eat a pound of candy in each.
Are they like?
So here's the order.
Yeah. Okay.
I wanted to know what's the candy.
Right.
First of all, before I tell you, if you had to eat a pound of candy, what would it be? Tony, what about you?
I got
we'll let Bryce think.
Mr.
Goodbar. Mr. Goodbar. Wow. That is out there.
That's peanuts.
That's candy.
Isn't it have caramel in it?
No, it's peanuts.
Peanuts.
Chocolate peanuts.
Okay, that's a good choice.
All right.
I was thinking Snickers, but that's a little hardy. The Good Bar's nice and.
I got one. I think I do. I would do a Three Musketeer because it's kind of light and fluffy.
Oh, man.
And I think I could down a bunch of those if I had to.
But it's real creamy. You get sick with that.
Get sick with
I think you're going to get sick with all of it.
No,
I was thinking
bite size or
I do the bite size.
Well, on the competition.
I was thinking Kit Kat.
It doesn't matter.
Kit Kat is pretty good, and it's plain. It's kind of easy, I would think.
All right, so it just goes by. This goes by poundage.
Right, I guess it doesn't make a
it's,
difference.
It's a pound of each, so it doesn't matter what size it is. They start with candy corn. So you have to eat a pound of candy corn.
How much candy corn that is? A pound of that?
A pound of it's a big bowl, I'm guessing. Once they finish that, they move on to M&Ms. M&Ms.
So they're doing handfuls.
Plain or peanut?
I guess.
I think these are plain. Then, Clip, after they finish the pound of M&Ms, which a lot of these guys will go through all 6, they move on to Kit Kats.
Give me a break.
A pound of Kit Kats.
Did they break it first?
You can. It's up to you how you do it.
Did they dump these in water?
It's totally personal preference at this point. Then number 4, this is the tough one. This is where you really separate the amateurs from the pros on this one, because anytime you bring this substance in, it's going to make it tough. Milky Way, because Milky Way has what?
Milk.
Sure. You open up the package, you bite into that Milky Way, and milk just comes.
I'm like the fluffy part, like that. Aren't they fluffy?
Honey, we're out of milk. Oh, don't worry, I have Milky Ways to put in your cereal.
Let me break them open for you. Oh, Bryce, you're too funny, man.
What is the word he was looking for?
Caramel.
Yeah, I was looking for caramel. All right, Family Feud, I would not be on.
Show me milk.
I gotta tell you. So I think that's so chewy and sticky.
Yeah,
it's got to be hard to eat a pound of those. Of Milky Way.
That stuff.
All right, so then that's only number 4. If you get through that, then you get to the Snickers.
Golly.
Yeah, which is probably my favorite, but in this kind of setting.
Then you close with my favorite, which would be the peanut butter cups.
Yeah.
So you got to eat it. So if you can, it's a pound of each. Whoever eats the most, the fastest. But you can't move on to the next one until you finish your pound. Isn't that incredible? I got to watch this. This is going to be online.
Easy, and then the
It's going to be on. They're going to.
I think web stream it. It's going to be on YouTube. I think Twitch. You can go to MajorLeagueEating.com for more information, Tony. I'll get you programming lineup.
No, I'll be okay.
I really like gummy bears, but even eating a small bag of gummy bears, I don't feel great after that. I can't imagine a pound of gummy bears.
Could you imagine? So one of these guys, and probably Joey Chestnut, can eat all of this. Could you imagine eating 6 pounds of candy? Like just physical pounds?
But candy and hot dogs is different, though, man. You know,
I know.
I digest that stuff differently.
I just 6 pounds of candy
and stuff. I mean, diabetes coming.
How do they do it?
Diabetes.
It's incredible. So anyway,
and the winner's going to feel crappy, but he won. How about the losers of this event? Not only do you feel crappy, you get nothing out of it. Like,
I guess you got to eat a lot of candy. God, probably my kid's dream. Bryce might be good at this competition. That's my Bryce. Bryce Dreyfus. So, although Bryce, you might be good at this too. You're probably good at milk drinking.
And the loser gets milk.
A nice tall glass of Milky Way.
Anyway, wanted to bring that to your attention, gentlemen.
That's it. That was interesting.
Thanks to Rich Shea for bringing that to me, the commissioner.
All right, good stuff. Good stuff. Liked it. There will be a football game to keep an eye on late night tomorrow night. Tony, you gonna be up for it? 9 o'clock.
You're
good to go.
You thought it was going to be 7 o'clock earlier.
But I can watch 9.
You sure?
I stay up if it's a good game, man, I'll watch it.
What if it's not a good game?
But if we're getting blown out, man, I'll be at 11 o'clock and be like,
gone.
Yeah,
you know,
especially if you're watching the game in bed.
ESPN 2. Right. Now, Bryce, Saturday morning's probably a big day for you, Pirate Radio outdoors wise. So
yeah, I'll either be deer hunting or fishing. So, but it'd be worth.
You'll stay up
if it's a good game. I'll do it.
That's what I keep hearing. I mean, even we talked about it. I think for our listeners and viewers to the 5th quarter, Troy, if it is a competitive game, we'll have a good audience. If it gets out of hand early,
people are going to turn it off.
We may not.
I agree.
Just because of the hour.
Yeah.
Correct. I think there'll be enough novelty.
I'll keep trying to watch it, but my interest won't be as great.
But I'm all in on the 5th quarter just to see what Shirley's wearing.
That is the big draw.
Because I'm one of the few people in the country
be a total goat rodeo
that knows what Shirley's going to be wearing, and I can't wait to see this.
You know what she's going to be wearing.
I do know what she's going to be wearing, and I'm dying to see it.
She's going to be in her pajamas.
Oh, she wishes it would be that easy. It ain't gonna be in her pajamas.
No, unfortunately, it will not be pajamas.
So it'll be Shirley may be showing. You know, you never know what Shirley could be showing. Am I right, Shirley?
Shut up, Troy.
All right.
Shirley Cam could be interesting tonight.
Hey,
Chandler, do we have the ability to put like black bars or blur over the? Just in
no,
case?
that online you're okay.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So if I want,
we can't cuss on the air because the FCC.
But you don't care if we're naked.
The FCC doesn't regulate the internet.
I just want to be clear here.
So, wait a minute. So
we could be naked.
So we can actually swear while we're on the radio if we wanted to?
I said you can't.
Oh, I thought you said
but you can't be naked.
But you can be naked. You can be naked. No one can see you on the radio, and only the internet audience sees you on the air. So if you want to sit here buck naked, that's up to you. But that's
I disagree with that. I think we should have a policy where people can't be naked in here, Troy.
Well, we have a kind of a moral code with the company, maybe, that we prefer.
Yeah.
How we get
like a policy, maybe.
I don't know.
But I'm just saying it's not against the FCC regulations online. They don't regulate the internet.
It is against Pirate Radio protocol.
Probably, yes.
Yeah.
At least the other people would say
Especially with cloth seats.
It's frowned upon.
It depends who wants to get naked, let's just say.
All right, quickly on to football. Mike Houston comments from last night, Shirley, as he talked about this matchup with Tulsa.
All right, wrapped up our typical Thursday practice. Even though it's Wednesday, I think the days have us all screwed up. I don't know which day it is, but had a good Thursday, had a good week of practice. The kids worked hard to prepare since Navy, and the one thing is they're ready to go play. I think they were just like me. They didn't want a bye week last week; they'd rather play, but. We took advantage of that and had a little bit more preparation, got some more guys back, and we'll be ready to go.
All right, Mike Houston there doing his today is Friday.
Yeah.
Friday is Saturday. Saturday is Sunday thing. As
Ruff used to love to do that.
Oh, yeah. He would confuse us all. Confuse Bryce, too, right?
Yes.
Welcome to Monday. Mondays are Wednesday. Wednesdays will be Friday. Friday and Thursdays are Saturday.
And Tony, I'll ask both of you guys. So it's 8 o'clock Tulsa time. Not super crazy. It's 9 o'clock
Local
Eastern.
time. Yeah.
But that's a long day. What do you do all day as you wait for that football game if you're on the road?
Nap for several hours after meetings and try and move around and snack, and it's about all you can.
That's what I'm going to be doing.
Do what everybody else. Do what everybody else does.
And your pregame are very similar. Move around and then snack.
Yeah.
And sleep
I might move a little bit to get some Parkers.
Take a nap.
Yeah. Tony, it's a long day, man.
Yeah, it is. I hated those games because you wake up in the morning, you got to play a game, and you're kind of excited. So you got to be excited for a freaking 12 hours almost.
Yeah.
So I didn't like night games.
Like Monday Night Football, that was probably a long way. But you didn't play on Sunday, and you got to wait a whole nother day and night to play.
Yeah.
And the crowd probably jazzed you up and woke you up a little bit. In this case, there's not going to be much of a crowd. I think Tulsa allowed to have 4,000 in attendance.
Only 4,000?
Yeah. Which they have a smaller stadium anyway.
More than we got.
That's more, and we have a 50,000 seat stadium. They're having 13%. I don't know what that number is.
All we had was 4,000.
We had 3,500.
Yeah.
But we could have had more, though, couldn't we?
Well, of course we could have.
Well,
I mean,
7%. That's the governor has ruled that's the magic.
Oh, it was
number.
only 7%.
Correct of your stadium. Yeah, it's not our rules.
Different states have different things.
Correct. Yeah,
that's crazy.
Kind of like the Pirate Radio nudity code.
Different stations have different codes.
That's right. Sorry to keep going back to that.
It's still a work in progress, though.
There are some COVID issues, apparently, Troy.
Apparently.
And Mike Houston addressed that. You'll hear the questions and his answers here, Shirley.
And this was not asked by anyone affiliated with Pirate Radio, I should say, because he got a little snippy, and it wasn't towards anyone here.
Well, you'll hear.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Just everything.
Yeah, you can hear for yourself.
Cut 6, Shirley. Here's what Mike Houston had to say.
Coach, coming out of the bye, is testing gone pretty well this week? Can you just provide an update there?
It's gone okay. We've had some glitches. We're going to have some guys out, but I think Tulsa probably will too. So it's what we're all dealing with. I mean, fortunately, we're not in the situation Wisconsin's in.
Coach, is there a number right now that maybe out of as far as guys out?
Not that I'm going to give you. You guys can count heads Friday night at 9 o'clock.
All right, so Bryce, we're going to need you to go to Tulsa and count some heads for us, if you don't mind.
I'm not sure who that guy was that asked that question, but it doesn't sound like Coach likes him at all.
I mean, what's the reason behind him not wanting to tell?
I don't know. I've quit asking these questions because he doesn't. He doesn't answer them.
I don't know the reason, but what's the reason behind that?
Privacy, competitive advantage.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh,
maybe both.
Why give out information if you don't have to?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, it's frustrating for us, and Eddie's right. I mean, unless Jeff Charles doesn't travel with the team, he's going to be here with us. Hopefully, he knows something.
I mean, look, ECU never reported Holton Ahlers was out. If you think about it,
yeah, we just found out that Mason Garcia was on the field and Holton wasn't.
But they never put out a release or said, they never said it really officially.
And that's going to be the case, and it's going to be even more difficult to find out tomorrow night because it's not a home game. We had a lot of eyeballs, including yourself, Troy, last game against Navy, right, to see who was and wasn't on the field.
And there's not going to be any eyeballs from ECU media that I understand.
Correct.
Over there. I mean, even the traveling.
Meador going? We need a man on the inside.
No, he's not going. I don't think we'll have anybody.
Someone's going to have to drive. Tony.
That'd be a long
Hey, why are you putting it on him?
How long do you think the drive is to Tulsa?
I think it's like
I'm going to say 20. I'm going to say 22 hours.
I was going to hit it like around 18, 19 hours.
Greenville to Tulsa.
Actually, no, because now
going 22
Memphis
hours.
is like 12, so
about 20 hours.
You want to say 20? All
We're
right,
going 19 hours.
All right, we got
30 minutes.
Greenville, NC
20
to Tulsa, Oklahoma. It's a long line. 18:27.
Oh, wow. I could shave 4 hours off the trip there.
There we go.
18. Could you make it in one trip, like without sleeping over somewhere?
Oh,
just
no
driving
way.
the whole day.
I mean, stop to use the bathroom.
Look,
yeah.
You head out now. You'll be there plenty of time. We'll call you tomorrow.
Oh, yeah. All right. See you guys.
All right, Troy, one of your factors going into this game you keep coming back to, and I think it's a pretty good point, is the weather.
Yes.
We'll ask our pros in here.
I've once again, ECU does not do well in cold weather games, and I consider a cold weather game for ECU anywhere at kickoff 50 degrees or lower.
Well, most famously, at least most recently,
50 degrees cold.
Well, in the 40s. Anything in the 40s.
Remember, he's a team owner. He's not a player, Tony. It's a little different.
For ECU, we have not traditionally done well. Especially as
Bryce,
the temperature drops during the game, the wind picks up.
I don't think so.
Unfortunately, we think back to that Temple game in 2014.
Weren't you there?
That was wet and 40 degrees.
And we had no cold weather gear.
A little bit. We had heated benches.
I heard they forgot the majority of the cold weather gear.
That was like a storyline.
No, that was for real.
That's what. Yeah,
I might have been. I think
I talked to a coach back then.
And then the Cincinnati were more.
That was the following.
Oh, I'm sorry. It was a Cincinnati game. No, it was Temple. It was Temple.
It was the Temple
They
game.
forgot the game. They had a huddle.
I think it was like leather gloves. We didn't like rain gloves or something.
It was a lot of stuff.
Well, Zay had several fumbles in that game.
I dropped a pass, I think.
So
the equipment.
So we're gonna blame it on the equipment man.
He did. He screwed up.
I gotta blame somebody.
He dropped the ball. He dropped the ball on that.
Now, Tony, you being a northerner, and then you came down to play in the heat. Then you went back up to play in the cold, right?
Penn, New York.
Can you get used to cold weather and play in it?
You can get used to it, but you don't. Nobody likes to play in cold weather, regardless if you're used to it or not. But you can get used to it. We would love to play the Miami Dolphins in Foxborough in December.
It's a competitive advantage.
Yeah,
they're not used to it.
Yeah.
My thing is, Tony, would you rather have as a running back cold weather or rain, like real cold or rain as a running back?
I'd rather have cold weather than rain.
You're more likely to fumble in the rain, right?
Well, it's slippery.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just want to know because I thought rain was tricky for receivers, so I didn't. I was curious.
Are you one of those tough guys that went out pregame without sleeves on and stuff to be like, hey, and I ain't even phased?
No, I wasn't.
Does that really psych anybody out anyway? I just look at those guys, they're kind of dumb.
That's like a lineman thing, right?
Yeah,
alignment thing.
If I was a lineman, I'd want to be more comfortable. I think I'd block better.
Oh, yeah.
It's trying to show their guns.
I think it's stupid.
Didn't Odell or somebody warm up a few years ago in the game, like with their shirts off or something crazy?
Yeah. And
Remember that?
I don't know if it does psych anybody out.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I just think those guys
why
have
you
brain dead.
Doing that.
Well, it is the sport of football. Mike Houston, will the cooler temperatures be a factor for your team? Cut 5, Shirley.
It's 47 degrees. It's balmy. It's not like it's going to be 22 or 15. I mean, we've had late season games before. We would tee off in the teens. There were going to be virtually no wind. So I think 47 at kickoff in Tulsa, Oklahoma. So it's going to be great football weather. And I talked to our kids about preparing for that. I'll talk to them a little bit more tomorrow. I know we've had some very comfortable weather this week, but to me, you think of Friday night football, late season football. That's the way it's played. It's played in those kind of conditions, and the teams that can handle that, those are the ones that thrive. And that's that really fits the core thing when we talk about building our program. I mean, we're building a physical football team. I mean, we've come so far. We have a long ways to go, but we're building a team that's going to be able to play well in that environment. So I think it's a great time to have that kind of a game.
So new era, Troy D. These Pirates are going to learn how to play in the cold.
I mean, I like his positive attitude towards that. Will it translate? We'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, but 47 degrees. I mean, that's like I love that kind of weather.
That's not
man.
cold weather.
That's when I can run all day. You're not hot. You don't get hot. I mean, 47 degrees is that's football weather, baby.
Okay,
agree.
How many 40-degree days have we had so far in football this year? This team,
I don't think any.
Right.
Yeah,
So
well,
we'll see.
they don't get used
But
to
your
it.
hands are good. Your hands aren't getting stiff or nothing.
Unless they forget gloves again.
Well,
at 47, it's not going to be cold.
Look, Troy is a summer guy.
Yeah, he's got summer colors on right now.
It's going to be dark outside.
Yeah, daylight savings.
What happens if they don't have the lights on?
We got lights, man.
Coach, what happens with the time change?
Yeah.
Are you worried about it being dark outside?
Yeah, it's going to be darker earlier. Luckily, we get that in before the time changes.
Yeah.
Next week, that's a real issue.
It is. Yeah. What if the lights don't work? All right. Let's take a timeout. As we go to break, Shirley, we got to make somebody a winner. And by the way, what are we giving away today, Shirley Rhodes?
Booty, 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 booty.
In a moment.
Some booty. Giving away booty.
We're giving away free lunch courtesy of CPWs.
CPW.
Went there Monday. They just opened back up for lunch. They had shut down for the COVID situation with lunch, but they're back open. It was fantastic, by the way.
Do you have quick power rankings for us?
Yeah, I got to
what orders at CPWs?
Chicken parm.
I like it wrong with that.
Possibly sitting in the one hole. I love the Cajun shrimp wrap. It's fried shrimp with a little Cajun seasoning in a wrap. It comes with two sides. I believe I went with French fries and pasta salad. I know it's a lot of carbs, but it's very good. And they have a good quesadilla there too. Pizza's good there too. Hey, by the way, before we go to break.
Oh, did I say caller 12, 317-1250? Caller 12? Okay, go ahead.
Yes, you just did.
Yeah, there we go.
I'd like to thank our friend Tony Corey for his support. If you're looking to buy or sell a business, he is with Transworld Business Advisors. You can check them out online at transworldeast.com. Here's the deal. A lot of people don't know how to sell a business if you own a business. Don't know what to do. Tony is the guy that can help you sell that business. And if you're looking to buy a business, he can do the same thing. They can put you in business. They've got all types of opportunities, local opportunities, regional opportunities, and national franchises. They deal with all of them. If you're ready to be your own boss and run your own company, or if you're ready to sell yours, then call Tony Corey with Transworld Business Advisors today. His direct cell number, 347-9606. He and his team are ready to help you. Tony Corey with Transworld Business Advisors. Thanks for their support of the program.
More Pirate Radio Live on the way after this.
Hey guys, are you tired of tagging along with your wife or your girlfriend when you need a pedicure or manicure? Do you feel intimidated being the only guy in a female nail salon? If so, then I have the solution for you. The Man Cave is now open. I'm Amanda and I've opened the Man Cave to give men a spot just for them and for their grooming needs. Come relax in our comfortable masculine atmosphere and enjoy some free drinks and snacks during your nail service. The Man Cave, next to Lighting by Design on Fire Tower Road in Greenville.
Here with Mike Mullis from Fixed NC. And Mike, you were telling me the other day, people ask you all the time, I didn't know you did that. What does that mean?
You know, anything that involves property damage repair, call us first. If it's your crawl space, you've got interior humidity issues, a water loss, your ice maker line breaks, obviously fire and smoke, everybody knows we do those. But anything that involves interior or exterior property damage, we're your repair experts.
Mike, how can everybody get in touch with you?
252-999-0001 or fixednc.com.
This is Dr. Phil Perdue with Orthopedics East and Sports Medicine Center. My colleagues and I recognize how difficult this time is for everyone in our community. We continue to see patients during the week while taking precautions to keep everyone safe. Our extended care clinic is now open on Saturdays and Sundays from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. so you can avoid the emergency department for your urgent orthopedic care. For more information, please contact us at 757-2663 or visit our website at orthoeast.com.
Warren's Hot Dog Pizza, homemade lemonade.
Hey, Pirate Nation, Warren's Hot Dogs, 2 locations are open for business in Greenville and Chocowinity. Both locations have drive-through windows, so stop by today for hot dogs, pizzas, subs, apple and peach turnovers, homemade lemonade, and breakfast in Chocowinity, featuring homemade cheese, ham, and chicken biscuits, plus sausage dogs and more. Warren's in Greenville, across from Ron Ayers Motorsports, and in Chocowinity, next to the fire department. Warren's Hot Dogs. Want some? Get some.
2020 certainly hasn't been the year many of us were hoping for, but one thing has stayed the same. I'm Tim Sutton with Greenville Auto World, and our commitment to our customers has never wavered. Let Greenville Auto World show you how easy it is to buy a quality used car in Greenville. We believe in fair prices, superior service, and treating customers right leads to satisfied repeat buyers. Your vehicle is a big investment, and our customers trust us to keep them up and running with outstanding service and value. For Greenville Auto World, cross from Hardee's at Bell's Fork.
Hey, welcome to Jack Brown's.
Hey, can I get a cheeseburger and add lettuce and tomato?
No, we don't have it. You can get some macaroni and barbecue chips on it, though. Greg Brady style.
Or cream cheese and jalapeno jelly.
Cobra Kai. Or bacon, a fried egg, and some cheese. Chiplet.
Or just cheese, like a cheeseburger.
Cool. I'll take a Greg Brady with those new cheese fries you guys got.
Sounds good.
Oh, I forgot. Can I get us that a ranch?
No! Jack Brown's, 805 Dickinson Avenue, Greenville.
Can't make it to the game? Relax. Bostic Sugg Furniture can provide you with the best seats in the house. We have the area's largest selection of Lazy Boy motion furniture in stock and ready to go. Lazy Boy recliners, reclining sofas, love seats, and reclining sectionals in hundreds of colors, styles, fabrics, and leather, all at a very comfortable price. Remember, when it comes to Lazy Boy motion furniture, we're your ticket to the best seats in the house. Bostic Sugg Furniture in Greenville.
The icy treat that can't be beat is Sparky Snowballs of Greenville. Right now, for a special time, Sparky Snowballs is open every day from noon to 8 in the Food Truck Rodeo on the corner of Evans Street and Fire Tower Road. Stop by for a delicious icy treat. Plus, did you know Sparky's also has funnel cakes and fried Oreos too? Support your local Food Truck Rodeo every day from noon to 8 on the corner of Evans Street and Fire Tower Road. Sparky Snowballs, serving delicious icy treats to smiling faces for over 20 years. Visit Sparky's on Facebook or SparkySnowballs.com.
Hi, this is Phil Steele of Phil Steele's College Football Preview Magazine, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by Bud Light, reminding Pirate fans to stay in the game and drink responsibly. Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. University PC Care has been Pirate Nation's go-to IT expert since 2006. University PC Care are the local tech support experts for any business need. Let University PC Care take care of it so you can take care of business. Visit universitypccare.com to learn more today. And congratulations to Lonnie Kinker of Chesterfield, Virginia. He won the free lunch at CPW's. It says that it gives him an excuse to come back to Greenville. And CPW's is back, and they're back open every day for lunch. Their classic menu is also back with all of your favorites like tortellini CPW's, Cajun chicken and pasta, classic lasagna, the garbage pizza, the stromboli, calzone, Atlantic salmon, Cajun fried shrimp wrap, and more. Start every meal off with your favorite beverage and CPW's fresh baked bread and garlic butter. CPW's is back open for lunch in the Stanton Square Shopping Center next to the hospital. Follow CPW's on Facebook for daily updates. Now let's head back into Pirate Radio Live. Here's your host, Clip Brock.
All right, thank you, Shirley Rhodes. Moving along here in hour number 3 of today's program. Still got to get our Bryce Williams Pirate Radio Outdoors report, find out what he was doing just yesterday, right? I saw some photos. We'll get to that in a moment. We just showed Bryce Williams during the break for the first time the DK Metcalf highlight where he chases down Budda Baker after the interception. And Troy, one of the most amazing athletic feats we've seen in a while.
I think it might be the greatest defensive play I've seen
from an offensive player.
Yeah, yes, it's incredible what he did in the amount of ground he made up. How he ran his team, the other team. That might be the most incredible hustle I've ever seen. Out of a football player.
Yeah, the great thing about it, they didn't score when they got the ball. They
had a first and goal.
He saved the
didn't score.
That's the type of player I want on my team.
Oh, no doubt.
I mean, it's incredible.
And Tony, you always hear, and Bryce, like when you go to the film room, and if you get chased down as a receiver, maybe a tight end, running back, if you get chased down, they razz you a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, can you even razz the guy for getting chased down by DK Metcalf?
Not really.
He was catching anybody.
He ran like a 4.240.
At that size. Right? It doesn't make any sense to be that big and run that fast.
Yeah, what an athlete.
Tony, you could use him on the Pats right now.
Man, don't even mention that. We had a chance to get him. I mean, he was there when the draft. We drafted some guy named Harry.
Hey, if you want to talk about bad draft picks, I'll see your bad draft pick and raise you with the Bears.
You drafted a guy named Mitchell.
Yeah, they traded up to get Trubisky. Let's not forget. I mean, now they've benched him. Speaking of which, they did sign Dwayne Harris this week. And I read in the Chicago Tribune, he's on the practice squad. But you guys know practice squad's a big deal, especially in this time of the season.
Just one injury away.
One injury away, and right now...
One COVID test away this year.
Yeah.
Tariq Cohen is out, and they've been struggling on special teams. And I want to be... They're talking about activating him possibly for Sunday.
Apparently, Ted Ginn did not do well. Returning punts.
Monday night was awful. His decision-making was awful. Yeah.
They need to move him up, shoot. Special teams guy.
Great team guy. It makes tackles on special teams. Kind of does it all. Yeah.
I love that. Dwayne Harris reminds me of Metcalf as far as his hustle and effort.
Yeah. And could be a big part of the team. All right, ECU Tulsa, more, and we'll get back to that. I want to play this. I haven't played it this hour. Did you hear the Mike McCarthy press conference?
No, I have not, so I'd love to, actually.
This is more probably for you and I than our former players here, because this is like an inside media thing, more so than what's on the field.
All right.
So, as you know, Troy, these Zooms, like for ECU, we are all on a screen together.
Correct.
Now, we all have, if we're not asking a question, we have our mics muted.
Correct.
In this case, nobody's mic was muted. A Cowboys reporter asked a question. Another Cowboys reporter really didn't like the question at all, and here's how it sounded.
How you structure the practice week, getting back to your time in Green Bay. Given the trend of slow starts, is that something that you take a look at, seeing whether or not you tweak how you structure the practice week, or is that something that's off the table? God.
Someone didn't like the question, huh? I just wanted, that wasn't me. So, Jesus. I got the question.
I mean,
I love it. Now, the great thing about a Zoom is when you make noise, or it pulls your picture up.
Oh, true, yeah.
So I haven't seen the video on this, but I wonder if the reporter that was going, God.
I haven't either. All I saw was McCarthy. But
no, it actually did not show who it was.
Oh, it didn't? Now, there's about 50 times I could have done that during a season.
Yeah.
Where there's a couple folks that cover ECU, some not here anymore, maybe one or two that are still here, that I could easily, people could do that after their questions.
I mean, he was really frustrated with that question.
There's a former intern here that used to ask questions that would annoy people. Maybe I need to get that sound effect and play it when somebody asks a dumb question on the next Zoom with Coach Houston.
Man, so upset with that question. Yeah. And then McCarthy was like,
that wasn't me. Jesus. I got enough problems without this.
So that was that was Mike McCarthy. Did you see their defensive coordinator's press conference this week, Tony?
Did not.
Where he put his eye out?
This idiot had eaten something.
The Cowboys
had Tabasco sauce.
You're talking about the Cowboys?
Yeah.
He had it on his finger.
Rubs his eye and is like, oh, guys. Oh, man, this really, oh, no.
Well, first of all, what do they tell you with this COVID stuff going on? Don't touch your eyes or mouth with your hands. Wash your hands. So now, not only has he been eating something with Tabasco sauce on it, he rubs it in his eye.
Oh, wait a minute. He's the defensive coordinator?
Yes.
That's why
He can't see during the game.
That's why they can't stop anybody.
I want me some glory hole.
All right, Jerry, calm down.
I forgot about that cut until you guys played it a couple days ago. I was driving around. I almost wrecked my car listening to Jerry Jones. We got to play that.
I want me some glory hole.
I don't want to take this show off the rails, but man, that is the funniest cut, the Jerry Jones. Please, let's before the end of the program play that for these guys in case, especially.
Well, I mean, what do you mean?
The
whole cut?
Yeah. It's
All
hilarious.
Right. Well, we Shirley, do it right now, and then we'll take a timeout. Then we'll do Pirate Radio Outdoors. Do you have the full Jerry Jones cut? Okay, go ahead and do that.
I think that's a part of leadership, is to have some of the guys that have gone before that have been disappointed to share it with everybody involved. For me, it's a reminder. I, too, have been here 23 years. And it is a reminder. I've been here when it was glory hole days, and I've been here when it wasn't. And so having said that, I want me some glory hole. So I have that perspective.
I want to remind everybody that glory hole is a commonly used expression in the oil and gas exploration business.
All right, so
I want me some glory hole.
I want me some glory hole.
I was here
total goat rodeo.
I was here during the glory hole days. I think that was back in the 70s. Back then in Texas was the glory hole days, right?
Well, I'm like Tony. Why is it so funny? I don't get it.
I didn't get it. I was like, what's
Troy? What's so funny?
As Coach Ruff would say, Google it up.
Yeah, I guess so.
Truck stops tend to have them.
I mean, when the whole media is laughing there like 12-year-olds, and then the PR guy's got to explain,
all right, don't worry.
Glory hole is a oil term.
All right.
You know it's funny.
Let's take a time out. Tony's going to Google glory hole, and we'll be back on Pirate Radio Live in a few minutes. Good grief.
Paid for by Dylan for Judge.
Well, if it isn't Danny Lotz, the member of the 1957 National Championship Tar Heels. How you getting along, Danny?
CA, the Lord is really blessing me, and you look well. By the way, CA, have you seen the sample ballot for this year's election?
Well, I'm casting my vote for Chris Dillon.
I'm Judge Chris Dillon. Though my father and Dr. Lotz rooted for different teams, I was honored when they recorded that ad for my first campaign nearly a decade ago. Both men were great role models in my life, and I'd strive to emulate their example of treating all people equally, no matter what team they rooted for or their politics. When you vote this year, please remember the 5 Court of Appeals races. I will be the only candidate on your ballot seeking re-election, having served longer on the court than the other 9 candidates combined. I have broad bipartisan support, including the endorsements of both Democrat and Republican judges. So no matter your affiliation, this year when you get to the judges, I would again be honored if you would vote to re-elect me, Judge Chris Dillon. Thank you.
So look for the judges and vote Chris Dillon.
Hey Pirate Nation, this is Tom Brown from Brown & Wood Buick GMC Truck. We've been serving the Pirate Nation in Eastern North Carolina for 83 years. We have 4 brands, 3 generations, 2 showrooms, and 1 goal to make sure you leave a happy customer.
This month at Brown & Wood, get an all-new 2020 GMC Sierra and save over $10,000 off. As always, Brown & Wood is the home of the lifetime warranty.
We're located on Greenville Boulevard next to the Convention Center, or shop us online at brownandwoodauto.com.
Banking is banking until service is not the same. This is Eric Clark from Select Bank and Trust, and this year has been unusual, but we have continued to focus on what has always been important to us, our customers. When businesses needed access to the Paycheck Protection Program, our team of local bankers worked around the clock to successfully keep our customers open and their employees working. Wouldn't you like to deal with a bank that is responsive to your needs, can make local decisions, and cares about you, the customer? We are Select Bank and Trust. Bank local, bank select.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Hi, this is Scott Muller with Clean Eats. Carol and I would like to personally thank all of you for supporting Clean Eats so well through these tough times. We are blessed to have such a great community helping us weather the storm. If you're having trouble consistently eating healthy, go to cleaneats.com and click on meal plans and give our tasty and affordable meals a try. Or stop by the cafe for lunch and let us show you just how simple and easy it is to get started and stay on track. Clean Eats, it's a lifestyle. 805 Red Banks Road, Arlington Village.
Are you trying to reduce clutter? Want to save a tree? Greenville Utilities can help. E-bill is a simple solution. Imagine getting an email letting you know your bill is ready. And with a few clicks on your computer or smartphone, you can review and pay your bill. It's just that easy. Signing up is simple. All you need to do is to log onto your account at guc.com and update your contact information and e-bill setting. You can even continue to receive a paper bill if you'd like. E-bill from Greenville Utilities. Just one of the ways GUC is here for you.
Humana is proud to serve veterans. If you've recently turned 65 or become Medicare eligible, Humana would be proud to help you with your Medicare decisions or any questions that may arise. Let an agent assist you now to determine which Humana Medicare plan may best serve you. Humana can teach you about health plans, which will provide you with the access to products and programs to help support a healthy life. Humana is proud to be the National Medicare Advantage Plan provider to the veterans of foreign wars.
This is Denise Walker. Call me today at 434-531-5674 to get a no-cost, no-obligation Medicare benefits review.
Great food, great atmosphere, and great service is Ottavola Market Cafe. Ottavola is simply a restaurant that focuses on that, being a great restaurant. There's something for everyone at Ottavola. The menu offers a variety of great choices like pastas, pizzas, sandwiches, soups, salads, and seasonal rotating selections. Lunch or dinner, Ottavola is always the right call. Call ahead and get Ottavola to go, or stop by the bar for a drink with friends. It's simple. Come and eat at Ottavola Market Cafe, Red Banks Road next to Food Lion, and OttavolaMarket.com. Ottavola, pirates supporting pirates.
This is Billy Weaver from WITN. You're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by Bud Light, reminding pirate fans to stay in the game and drink responsibly. Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back, guys. You cannot impress the ladies with that sloppy, unkept look. That goes for you married guys, too. Time to get to the Man Cave in Greenville, the premier destination for professional manicures, pedicures, and hair services for men only. Enjoy a cold beverage, get a snack, and let the professionals make you look your best. Visit mancaveandnails.com and book your appointment today. The Man Cave now open on the corner of Fire Tower and Evans. Now let's head back into Pirate Radio Live. Here's your host, Clip Brock.
Alrighty, thank you, Shirley Rhodes. A few minutes left to go here on Pirate Radio Live on a Thursday.
What's that beat, Shirley? What's that beat right there?
It's good right there.
What is that? Who is that?
It's a little DJ Khaled.
Oh, I thought you were going to say let DJ.
What's the name of the song, though?
T-Dre.
Pop Star.
Pop Star? Oh, okay.
Yeah, Pop Star, yeah.
I got it now.
Yeah.
I told my kids that you came up with a new DJ name for me. I was like, it's really cool. I said, Clip came up with DJ T-Dre. And they're like, oh, that's stupid, Dad. I was like, then you're telling Clip Brock he's stupid?
Wow.
I said, no, we're not saying that.
Why would you bring up a story where your kids call me stupid? And
no,
tell
I'm
me
saying
to my face?
because then they backed off of it when they found out it was you. Because if I came up with it, it would be dumb. But when you came up with it, then it wasn't so stupid.
Dad, all your ideas are dumb.
Yeah. So that was Clip Brock.
Oh, okay. It's not that bad.
Yeah, that might be cool now.
Yeah. That's the way it is with kids.
Cool Clip Brock.
I can tell you that. All right, Bryce. We gotta know, what have you been up to? It's a Pirate Radio Outdoors update. What's been going on the water, in the stand?
Has the rod been burning?
We actually did have some smoking, burning rods.
Yeah.
Yesterday. Sure did. We went.
Tony's gonna have to look that up too in the break.
Yeah.
He already discovered what the other term is. He's like, oh, I do know that.
Burning rod.
My rod is burning. What?
You need to go see the doctor.
What'd you catch?
We went king mackerel fishing out of Hatteras. Well, we didn't go out of Hatteras. We left out at Land Beach and rode about 2 hours or so up to Hatteras. And the king mackerel bite's pretty on. And finally, after kingfishing a few times, we finally got on them, at least when I was there. And we caught, I think, around 13 or 14 kings. About the biggest one was 36 pounds, about 51 inches. Then some 20s in there. So had a good day. How about having your rod burn when them kings hit the blues or pogies or menhaden, whatever you want to call them?
What do you say?
I don't know.
Pogies.
Pogies.
I used to have.
Can we get a translator?
I used to have a pogie.
What do you do with all that king mackerel meat?
Well, you can find, just give it away to people or, eat some.
What did y'all do?
I think Jay's got it at the beach, but unfortunately I didn't take any home.
Oh, yeah. Maybe you can bring some stuff for us to eat occasionally.
Yeah, maybe.
Throw it on the grill.
I have to go fishing again. And
I'd love to get some tuna if you catch any of that. I'd like to put an order in for that.
Okay.
Where is that? Have you ever caught tuna?
I've caught some bonitas, which are called baby tunas, which they're really good too to eat, and you catch those on some light tackle.
So you've killed baby tunas?
Wow. Well, yeah.
You're a baby tuna killer?
Well, their nickname was baby tunas.
Just sounds
did
bad.
that. Oh yeah, but it was a good day. Finally, it was beautiful weather, slick seas, and a lot of boats out there, and it was good. It was a good time. I was glad. That's why I was obviously had to hold off. I had to get a Pirate Radio outdoor, trip in, and it'll happen to be Wednesday.
When are you switching up to the hunting? I mean, fishing season's getting wind down here.
Well, I hunted. I shot a doe 2 weeks ago with my bow, and then
doe 2 weeks ago with the bow.
That's right.
All right.
So rhyming.
I was trying. That's code.
That's yeah. So then this past Sunday, just went cruising a little bit on some land just to see if there's anything to shoot at last light. Saw some does and a young buck, but nothing really. It was too dark, and so hopefully this weekend it's either deer hunting or fishing.
Tony, how about you? What'd you do this week?
For Pirate Radio Outdoors.
I played golf.
That was outdoors. Did you land in the woods at all? Your ball?
A couple times.
He was one with nature. It was like you were hunting for your ball.
Yeah,
there you go.
Good stuff, Bryce.
Trying to find a birdie.
That's good.
I was kind of embarrassed and amazed at how big tuna are when I saw Wicked Tuna a few years ago. I had no idea how big.
Well, not all of them are that big, but some of them are.
Well, the ones they're catching are like monsters.
They're going offshore pretty far.
Yeah, yellowfin tuna and bluefin come to Atlantic Beach every now and then, pretty close to inshore, which should be in the winterish. I don't think I'm right about that. Like in the winter and stuff, they'll come in.
I was down at the beach not too long ago. Boy, it was perfect weather. I think it was, I don't know, when was it? Maybe Saturday. Yeah, it was like 80 degrees. Boy, everybody was fishing on the beach. It was, and people were catching stuff left and right.
Oh, yeah. Like I said, the mackerel bite's on pretty hot. So, and even the wahoo bite. We tried to do that a little bit offshore, but there's been some big wahoo caught. CJ's dad caught a 106-pound wahoo.
Damn.
About as tall as CJ's dad Curtis is. So
CJ Struck, for those of you that don't know, former Pirate.
Yeah, former Pirate. Yeah, both. Yeah, him and his dad. So, so the fishing's good. You think it's the summertime where fishing's only hot, but my goodness, the fall and winter it gets going.
This is Pirate Radio Outdoors.
Good stuff.
Brought to you potentially by EJW Outdoors. Should we talk to them about a sponsorship?
I hope they're listening. That'd be cool.
Let's go.
Let's connect to you guys right
I
here.
know. Troy, I used to always wonder why you would make me keep up with Tony's guarantees when I was the producer.
Oh, yes.
But now as a host, I understand why. I don't remember what it was.
He did guarantee something.
I know, and I can't remember what it was.
It was a double guarantee.
I have no idea.
I do remember you said
I have no idea.
the Bears would lose.
That means he lost.
I have no idea.
So I don't know what it was.
You were supposed to do
I have
something
no
today.
idea what the guarantee
You
was.
had a busted
I have no
guarantee.
idea what you guys are
It was-
talking about.
No, it was at the last time he was on.
I have no idea what you guys are talking about.
We have it on tape.
It was probably
In the
Patriots
archives.
We need it next week.
I have
so we can
no idea
play
what
it.
you guys are talking about.
You owe us a busted guarantee.
I have no idea.
You got
what
anything
you're
for this
talking
week?
about. No.
All right.
What's the score going to be on Friday tomorrow night?
Oh, gosh.
Unfortunately, I got Tulsa by 20.
I got Tulsa.
By 20?
I got Tulsa winning 42-21.
Tulsa's good.
You know, I just really would like to see, because I look at their schedule and it's going to be rough for us. It's a tough schedule. I just want them to play good, man. Even if they're just competitive and maybe not win, I can still see a good future for Coach.
Like the Navy game. I mean, they're in the game in the fourth quarter. They got a shot.
If Hope plays, we win the game.
Yeah.
That's
No doubt.
Yeah. You want to guess the score, Bryce?
He's picking the Pirates.
I'm picking the Pirates. I got to think of a score better, quicker on. I need time to think about that. I'm guessing.
We'll ask you next week.
Yeah. We didn't just book this game 5 minutes ago. When did you find out we were playing Tulsa?
I don't think about the score. I just think about the game.
All right. Well,
I got Pirates 35, Tulsa 30. I got to be optimistic. I'm optimistic.
Go home, drink a glass of Milky Way, and send me the score. Text me the score.
Yeah.
Oh, this is a fun show today. We got to do this again. I need Bryce here with us again here on Thursday.
I need a Wednesday guest.
Hey, the next time I see you guys, we're gonna have a new president.
Oh wow, there's a.
Is that a guarantee?
Yeah, that's a guarantee.
We got our guarantee in.
Well, that's already going to be busted because if he was new, he won't be in until January anyway.
Well, he's gonna be next time I see him. Well, he's gonna be a new president. He's gonna be
You've done presidential guarantees in the past.
Yeah,
now that I recall. Yeah.
So you
Obama.
You predicted Trump last time.
Yeah.
Obama too.
Yeah.
You predicted Obama.
And
you predicted Trump. And now, are you predicting Biden?
I didn't say that.
Oh, you said a new president?
I didn't say who. I didn't say.
I just said a new president.
I didn't say who it was gonna be.
Well, it could be the old president. That wouldn't be new.
Yeah, he'd be new for that's his new term.
Oh,
see,
that's garbage.
He's talking in code here. This is how he covers his bets.
That's weak, Tony. All right, we'll see you folks coming up Friday.
Guarantee Trump's winning again. Trump's gonna win again. Guarantee. Trump's gonna win again, y'all.
Did you hear that, Lee Greenwood?
I'm sorry, all you Trump haters, but he's gonna win again.
Wow, Tony Collins calling it. Trump
And
wins.
I didn't even vote for him, but he's gonna win again.
See you 5 o'clock Friday. Bud Light pregame tailgate. So long, everybody.
Thanks for listening to Pirate Radio Live, an exclusive presentation of the voice of the Pirate Nation.